Oh, God's sakes. Oh. Okay. Don't know why I got an allergic reaction on my lip today, man. Freaking hurting. I think I might have got a bitten or something. So, obviously, today's a Sikh show. So, my best behavior. You might hear me shout a little bit, but I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to swear unless I say fuddu, which just means idiot. So, it's not really a swear word. I'm waiting on Flexi Studio to kind of. I was supposed to have a guest on today, and that guest I think has pulled out last minute. So I don't know exactly what's going on. I had a planned show, so it might not go as I planned, but I got an alternative show. But Flexi, you need to tell me what's going on, so I know exactly, what the show's about today, because I don't know at the moment. The original show was going to be Who is a Sikh, and we could still go through that. And I was going to have the lady from last week. I've forgotten her name now, man. So bad with names, but she's a Sikh convert, and obviously she's from the States. And now she had an issue with a group within Sikhism, which is called Free HO, and they're kind of like an American-based Sikh group that was founded by Yogi Bhajan, and I consider them to be Sikhs, but they've got a bit of a let's just say they've kind of gone off the path a bit. So I don't believe in this kind of like, okay, because somebody's deviated, that they're automatically not Sikh anymore. I think what I can say is that they're still Sikh, but they're kind of like being let's just say they're maybe being misled. Yeah, and so they haven't got the right 100% path. I might not have the right 100% path. So I don't want to get into this situation of the Abrahamic faiths where they're constantly saying, this one's not a Christian, that one's not a Christian, that one's not a Muslim, that one's not a Muslim. And I think the Sikhs should not get into this silliness, yeah. I think we'll have basic tenets that we all believe in. And then if some people do not believe in the basic tenets, then they're out. They're out. So today, I think I'm going to have a guest. I was supposed to have two guests on, and I was going to let them kind of go to and fro. One was pro Free HO. The other one was from last week or 2 or 3 weeks ago, the lady, and she was obviously very against it. Now, I don't want this to be a Free HO bashing station. I just want to put that forward because I actually know the Free HO guys, and I'm actually good friends with two of them. Yeah, well, when I say friends, I know them very well because I stayed with them and I consider them to be really good people and nice people. And so I don't want this to be a Free HO show, a bashing show, but I thought let the other side have a little bit of a say. Now, the guy that's going to come on today, I'll be honest with you, I watched the videos. I have no clue whether he is a Sikh or he's not a Sikh, whether he's a hippie, whether he isn't a hippie. Now, I'm going to speak to him, obviously, and I'm not going to make a judgment. Obviously, there'll be people in the chat saying, how dare you let him on? Blasphemy! Yeah. But I don't think people should be fearful of hearing other people's views. I think that shows a weakness in your own kind of faith. Like you should be able to hear somebody else's views. Now, I'm going to talk about other stuff as well. Let me just double check if Flexi has actually got in contact with me. Flexi's gone missing. I don't know where he's gone, man. I don't know where he's gone. So I will be talking about other stuff as well. I want to go through a video instead, and it's quite a good video by Cognito, and it goes through Sikhism for like layperson, yeah. And I would like to go through that because I think it's actually, although it's for a layperson, it does touch upon a lot of the points in a good and humorous way. Yeah. Obviously, I don't want to be bored, man. I want to, have a little bit of fun as well. Religion shouldn't be boring. Come on, man. God doesn't want us to be miserable. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want us to be miserable. Have a bit of fun. You can dance and stuff. So what? Listen, chill out a bit, man. The other thing I want to discuss as well, because a about the Punjab and why it's important to the Sikhs. Because I was reading comments last time about Flexi. And obviously Flexi is an English guy who converted to Sikhism, and he's kind of on his own path as well. And I think I read a few comments like, why are you so concerned about the Punjab? You're English. And I want to go through why to all Sikhs, yeah, the Punjab is a special place. Yeah, forget about the cultural part of it. Yeah, we're talking about religiously. It's one of the most important places. It is the most important place for Sikhs, yeah, especially Amritsar, where the Golden Temple, Harminder Sahib is. So this kind of, do you know what? Yeah, my thingy is not working again. This is so annoying, man. StreamYards is starting to piss me off, man, because since I've paid for StreamYards and I got a month's thingy, it's not working. So, oh God, it's going to cause me a headache. All right. Maybe it's good. Maybe Weigel is looking out for me, so I don't actually read the comments and get distracted. Now, I am actually going to go over something that I showed yesterday, which was this, yeah. Now, we call it a shustad. I can't remember the exact word for it. And yesterday I brought it out. And obviously, someone in Singh said, blasphemy, blasphemy. Now, the problem with religious people, I find, is that they sometimes have a good point. But because they're so kind of dogged in their kind of like, blasphemy, blasphemy, they actually put people off. So yesterday he had a valid point about the shustad, yeah? Because what I did yesterday was that to show how strong it was, I put it for a can, yeah, and it went straight through very easily, like butter through a thingy, yeah. As you can see here, yeah, it went straight through very easy. All I did was put a little bit of pressure and it went through. Now the thing is, I didn't realize there's a little bit of coke at the bottom, so when I lifted it up, it kind of dribbled down. And he had a valid point that the coke is jutta, yeah, which means like it's been tasted already, and so you're kind of like letting it drip. So I did wash the shustad later today, yeah, and so. Because of that, I'm going to kind of go over what the shustad is and why the weapons and stuff are actually very important to Sikhs. Because everyone says, "Oh, this is just a weapon, man. It's a religious object." I mean, I've got Gurbans and stuff downstairs, but I won't bring them up. Yeah, Gurban is the swords, like they're that big, Sikh sword. So I wouldn't bring them up because I see them as religious objects. But obviously, this one, I thought, all right, let me just show it. So he had a valid point here, but I can't stand religious people who kind of like really go overly zealot. They actually get my back up, yeah, because even though he had a valid point, he annoyed me. And I've had this situation in the past where someone who's religious is like, they shove something down your throat. There's an easier way to say something to make somebody understand. Now, I knew what you were saying was right, but because he was so up his own arse, sorry about that, he was so up his own, I got my back up on it, yeah. But he was right. I should have been more respectful of the shustad last night. Obviously, I don't think I did anything too bad. And yes, I did cut myself. I cut myself. I nearly cut myself. Come on, man. Everyone saying, Rod cut himself last night. Look what happened. It's literally nothing, man. It's literally, as I was putting it through the can, it just touched the top and a little bit of it just bled a little bit. I wasn't dying or anything. It's not a big deal. I didn't even remember. It didn't even hurt. Literally, I didn't do nothing. I didn't have to go to hospital or anything. That's it. So let me just see again. I can't actually see the chat. Let me see who's in the chat for now. Morpheus, big up. Oh, it's that oneness, yeah. That oneness is a right little. I'm not going to say nothing today, yeah. I'm not going to say nothing today. I'm trying to be good today. I have to be thinking, but talks a lot of what on other channels. All nicey here. Goes on other channels. I read all this of course, man. Maybe it's somebody else. Big up, yes. Good buddy, yes. TC, good dancing, yes. Rodney K. Oh, Rodney's here. Van Damme, that little Bengali dwarf. Yeah, actually, he's not a dwarf. He's actually pretty big, but he thinks he's a model. Obviously, a model for what's it called? Weirdos. It's a real one, yeah. Morpheus, another. I can't remember. So many people I can't remember I like or not. But today you're going to get a greeting. So let me see, because the problem is, yeah, Flexi. I can't do a show. What I'll do for now then is I'll play a video. Maybe I'll play the video first then and then go over it. I don't know. Let me just have a look what I should do. See, I'm punctual today and no one's turned up. They're all gone. I don't know where they are. You know, I'm here. I'm here. Oh, let me just do a little bit something before everyone comes, because I want to show something pretty funny, yeah. And I don't want to go down a dark route, yeah, but I have to do it. I'm sorry, but I'll try and keep it as polite as possible. But I was looking at something yesterday, and where is it? Where is it? Let's have a look. All right, so there it is. I'm not gonna. All right, so I'll try and keep it as positive as I possibly can by showing this. But obviously, so yesterday, yeah. Let's get a little bit of a silliness at the minute for a minute, yeah. A bit of silliness at the minute. Now I can't see your comments, which I think is a good thing, because then I don't have to react to it in a negative way. I'll read them afterwards in a bit. So for the last, all right. So what's this? Yeah. This was yesterday. I actually bring it on the show, and for the last couple of weeks, even months or even years, Ghost Speaker's Corner has been saying, man, gonna get a knock on the door soon at my house. Basically, let's see what you can do. I will come and talk to your mum at your house. Watch. London boys will drag you on the streets. Yeah, so it's all this. I'm going to come to your house and drag you out. Yeah. His mum and sisters will get slapped up. His mum and sisters will get slapped up. Now, under this particular account called the People's Champs, after he saw this, yeah, after he saw the sister, all of a sudden he goes, I don't go to families' houses, not my style. What changed all of a sudden? I wonder what changed all of a sudden. I wonder what changed all of a sudden. All of a sudden, I don't go to people's houses. But for just the last couple of, I'm gonna get dragged out my house. You're gonna slap my family up. You're gonna do this. You're gonna knock on my door. You're gonna do this. All of it. I don't go to people's houses. I wonder what made him change his mind. I wonder what. I can't think. I don't know what might have made him say, okay, I might as well let me double think my strategy. Because it's kind of like a bit weird, isn't it? Someone tell me what you think made him go from, man, gonna get a knock on the door soon. Let's see what you can do. I will come and talk to your mum at your house. London boys will drag you on the streets. His mum and sisters will get slapped. And then yesterday, when this suddenly popped out, I don't know, it could be something to do with this. All of a sudden, I don't go to family houses, not my style. That was Ghost Speaker's Corner under his other channel, The People's Chump. The People's Chump. So yeah, interesting, man. Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. All of a sudden he's changed. I don't go around no one's house no more. All right, so what I might do here is maybe I'll go over this then. That's just it. Now, I need to just double check a few things first. What I'll do is I'll play a video. Let me get this. You know what? I'm on 720p. Can people tell me if the screen is good or bad? Oh, Flexi is here. I wonder if he's in the backstage. I don't know if he's backstage. Tell me what's going on, Flexi. Tell me what's going on. Oh, and also, no cussing of religions. Leighton, I don't want no stuff about prophet this, your thing is that. Anyone that does that, you're going to get timed out. If you say about the Gurus, you're going to get timed out. If you say about Jesus, you're going to get timed out. If you keep on doing it, I'm going to block you. So I'm warning you, this is a Sikh-centric show. I want everybody to be on best behavior. Yeah, on best behavior. I'll send emails, sir. What is going on? Okay. Okay, jump on then. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. We still got the now. Oh, is he Namdari? All right, Sadhanam's on. Come on, we'll talk to Sadhanam if we want. We'll talk to Sadhanam. So what I'll do while Flexi jumps on, we'll talk about why the Punjab, yeah, or what we call the land of the five rivers, is important to all Sikhs. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're Punjabi or not. You should have an interest in what's going on in the Punjab. I'll explain the reasons why when Flexi comes in, because I hear stuff like, oh, why does Flexi care what's happening to the Sikhs in Punjab? What does he care about the Punjab? Well, the Punjab is the home of Sikhism, and it's the place where we have all our religious sites. And so what happens in the land of Punjab will affect the religious sites. Yeah. And the places that, you know, we consider to be sacred to us. So every Sikh should be concerned about how the politics of the land will affect the what's it called, the Gurdwara and the sacred places that we have. Every Sikh, and if you don't, you better start. It's a bit like, you know, Christians and Jews. They have a shared kind of like interest in Jerusalem. Like Jerusalem to them is like, you know, it doesn't matter that they don't come from there. You can be from any part of the world, but if you're a Christian, Jerusalem, yeah, is very important. What happens in Jerusalem, not just because of the same, even politically, because depending on how the land is politically, is how easy it's going to be for you to travel there, how your sites are going to be treated, and whether, you know, you're going to be able to have access to them. The same thing with Muslims when it comes to Saudi Arabia and Mecca and Medina. They need to have an interest in the government and whether who's in there, who's in power, and what they're doing, and how it can affect the land that they seem to be sacred. Yeah, and their religious sites. Same with the Sikhs. We have the Punjab, half of it's in Pakistan, half of it's in India, and we have religious sites on both sides. So we have we should have an interest in the politics of both lands, because if one land or the other land starts to, I don't know, restrict access to the Gurdwara, or starts to say you can't do this or you can't do that, yeah, it's going to be problematic for all Sikhs. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're from the Punjab. Obviously, I have my own kind of Punjab history there. So my interest in the Punjab goes even further back from Sikhism. I'm looking at all the way back here. So, you know, my lineage is from there. And obviously, Flexie's lineage is from the UK. So he's going to have that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to the religious sites, oh, sorry. Oh, my God, I'm so stupid. I forgot to send the link. Oh, my God, I'm so dumb. Sorry, dude, man. Oh, what I was doing there, man. Oh, what I was doing. So dumb, man. Okay, all right. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dude. I was actually blaming them and they got no link. I was blaming them and they got no link. So I was actually at fault there. Sorry. Now, the problem is, yeah, I can't actually see the comments, yeah, and it's getting problematic for me because I can't see them on there. I have to go to YouTube and have a look. So let me see. The Qatar dagger. I might actually go over the Qatar dagger while I'm waiting. So BT and Ginger have been called away. Yeah, they'll come next time, innit? 1 to 5. Right. More than one to depend on seek prayer. Yes. Flex, if you jump on, could you explain? It's on the line. Ready for interpretations of it. Send the email, sir. Image stream looks sound. Yes, my end. It looks like it's a potato cam. You might even go to your bar now. What is it? Doggo, I got too funny to go. I reckon he got all. He might actually. You spoke to him nicely once on night. Yeah, I mean, he does. He's very similar to me. And I do sometimes think he might be on the autistic spectrum because he doesn't understand boundaries. And that's something that people on the autistic spectrum have. They don't understand boundaries. Like with me, I'm yeah, people say I sometimes invade people's kind of like, not, I don't invade boundaries, but sometimes I'll talk about stuff that is inappropriate in the wrong place. That's why I like Speaker's Corner. Like, you know, I will sometimes go places and talk about politics, and it's like, dude, we're at a wedding, dude. Like, we don't want to talk about, you know, what's going on in freaking Pakistan and India. Let's talk about, let's have, so you understand? It's like, you know, and I do think he's got autistic traits. I'm not going to lie to you. I would actually like to speak to him and find out, because some of the stuff, yeah. So let me say a couple of hellos before people jump on. I've sent the link. Morpheus, I'm watching. Tell us more about the dagger, how or where or why. How it said, yeah, we will. Doggo too friendly. Image and looks fine. Bianca, good morning. Johnny J. Lexi Alexandra. Ah, big up the rod. Yes. Leighton J. Be very, very good today. Please. I don't want no cussing of anyone's religious figures. This is just us lot being, you know, you can learn a bit about our faith, and, you know, we can go over that. Now, let me just see if I can get a video on the what's it? Can someone say, give me the name again of the Shastar? I can't remember exactly. Is it a Qatar? I can't remember. It is called a Qatar, isn't it? Yeah. I was pretty sure that. Honest. Okay. Okay, oh, I can't even play this, man. The deadliest weapon. They made one. The deadliest weapon's going to give me. Now, what I can do. All right, so let me just try and do something quickly. Because the Qatar is an Indian. It's actually an Indian weapon. Not. It is a Sikh. The Sikhs used to use it a lot, but it's actually from India. So other people used to use it as well, but we see it as a kind of a sacred weapon. Let me have a look. I can't actually do this. Who is it? It says. I had it on here a second ago. All right. Oh yeah, here's a Qatar. Yeah. Oh, I'd love to show this video, but I can't, man. I can't. And get a freaking. What I can do is just show a still. Now my one is just kind of more. It's not the best made. It's kind of like pretty cheap. I think it's not. But I've seen some. When I was buying it, I had a choice of a couple. Obviously, I'm not that rich, so what I did was I bought the kind of basic version. Satnam sings in the background. I'll wait for Flexi to come in. Don't worry, Satnam, you're waiting there. Don't worry, I can see you. You're literally your head's here. I'm actually like pushing him down, smacking him on the head. I don't know what's going to go on with Satnam. Satnam sing. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who he is. He might say something crazy. Oh, blasphemy! Blasphemy! There's going to be a lot of like, blasphemy! Stone him! Stone him! Now, I don't want this kind of rubbish here on my channel here, because the thing is that we should be able to have adult conversations and have differences between ourselves without all of a sudden, you're not a Sikh! You're not a Sikh! Blasphemy! Stone him! Stone him! Yeah, we don't want to get to that stage in the Sikh faith, yeah, like in the Abrahamic faith, where everyone's saying you're not a Sikh. Now, I might come at the end of this and say, yeah, he's not a Sikh, he's more of a spiritualist. I don't know. But I'm not going to judge him until I listen to him. Then afterwards, I say, blasphemy, stone him. I won't really say that. I'll say, all right, dude, as long as you're all right, guy, you're having a happy life, do your thing. So this is called it's called the kirtan, yeah, kirtan, and you can see here there's an amazing show called Forged in Fire. I love this show. It's one of my favorites. And you can see here, he's using it. Now, I better not play it because I don't want to get thingy. You can see here, he's got it there and he's testing it on thingy. So it's more of a kind of like a Wolverine sort of thing. And it's actually from India. I'll try and get the history of it as well. But the Sikhs used to use it a lot as well. But so you can see here. Yeah, and this is a real Qatar, yeah. My one, obviously, is... where's it gone? Oh, my one is more of a basic kind of thing. It's not that well made, obviously, but don't worry, it will do the job. That one's a proper one, and there was one where when I brought it, I had a choice between like three: one real high-end one middle range one, and obviously because I'm poor, I went for the thing. I'm an artist. I'm an artist, guys. You know, I'm an artist. You know, I can. All right, so let me see if I got a better video. I don't want to get Satnam on until Flexi. Flexi, jump on, yeah, because you need to introduce me, because I don't want it to be like, oh, how you doing, mate? All right. You need to kind of like introduce us to kind of stuff. He's in the background just looking at me. He looks like something out of some kind of a, you know, when you got this kind of, what is it called? Like the guru or something, like you're just sitting there all pious in white clothes. So I need to kind of, he's like ready to, you know, teach me something. Remember, let me just say something. I am not here, before everyone goes on, I'm the worst example of a Sikh here. I'm not going to lie. I'm angry. I swear a lot. You know, I want to beat everyone up now in 2021. I'm walking around like a freaking ninja at Speaker's Corner, shouting at everyone. But I am here to learn. Yeah, I'm here to learn. And I believe you can learn things even from things outside of Sikhism. And in Sikhism, yeah. Obviously, I'm a Sikh. I want to learn, so I'm not afraid to hear other systems as well. Like you should be able to listen to somebody who's got a spirit, like a druid. I've spoken to druids, and what they're saying is quite good. You know, has a lot of similarities to Sikhism. Rastafarianism. I've spoken to Rastafarians. They have a lot of similarity to Sikhism. I've spoken to Jedis. obviously they got a bit weird. That's where that's where my sort of like, okay, let's move on. But just general and African spiritual systems I've heard about. Yeah, some people say, oh, these are kind of like, well, when you talk to them, like they have, you can even find gems in there. So we shouldn't be afraid to be able to talk to everybody. Like, okay, what can you give us? And if it's something that is valuable, you should take it and go, okay, as long as it doesn't conflict with Sikhism, which is obviously the main thing, the gurus. And the City Guru Granth Sahib is what we follow. Now, for me, like I said, I'm not the best person to host a show, but I'm the only person you got. A bit like Batman, it's the only person that you got. And what I would do is to learn myself and to mediate and ask questions that I want. And before everyone starts crying in the chat, I don't care what you think. Yeah, it's my show. If I want to talk to this guy, I want to talk to that person. I want to talk to that person. I'll talk to them. If you don't like it, you know where to go. Yeah, obviously today I'm being polite, but you know what I'd normally say to you. You get out the door, yeah, because this is my show. I dictate to it. If I say I don't want to listen to something, I decide. You can ask me, but I'm probably not going to listen, yeah, unless I want to do it. Now, I don't know where Flexi is, so I might as well bring him on and start it. Jump on, Raindrop. I was 2 minutes away. Okay, 2 minutes away. So what I'll do today is I want to do, like I said, I'm going to kind of like structure it a bit differently because we did have another guest from last week. Now, like I said, this ain't a free HO bashing show. I have friends in the free HO. They did my interview for SeekNet, and I'll show a little video. Oh, Flexi's here, man. Let's get these Flexi. Big up, Flexi. There's your white Kakasa, white Kakasa, man.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Happy to be here, Raj. Everyone, hello.
Big up, man. Big up.
Brilliant. Thank you for inviting me back on, man. Great to see you.
No. Let me make something very clear from today. Yeah, I'm not inviting Flexi. Flexi's a co-host. Raindrop's a co-host. We're like a team, but obviously I'm always the leader. Yeah. So no offense.
Waheguru Ji is the leader, baby.
You need to know the hierarchy, but the way it works here, they can tell me what to do. I might not listen. Both Raindrop and Thingy, but others can ask me what to do. You understand? There's a difference. You can say, Raj, I don't want you to do that. I'll say, dude, but if you tell me what to do as a guest, I'm going to be booting you. Yeah, you can ask me. Say, Raj, would you like to?
Well, Raj, would you like to meet my Namdari friend Sadanam that I met in Columbus, Ohio last year? He's not a Kuka, right? He's not a Namdari, but like Namdari wasn't originally a derogatory term, was it? So basically, Brother Sadnam, he's a yogi in the 3HO tradition, yoga teacher, and he's a kirtan while a really high level Nami brings. And I went to take his class. I take lots of different classes all over the place. I'm not scared to jump in a class, see what's going on. And I went and tried. That was my first sort of official Kundalini yoga class I ever tried. So it was interesting. And Baiji was cool, man.
Yeah, let me bring him on. He looks pretty trendy. Hello, my dude. I don't know whether to say why did you got So I know the problem. The chat's come back. Now let me look at the chat. There's going to be some crazy people. Like Toloch is going to say, "Hey, he's not a Sikh. Raj, you're not a Sikh."
Are you a Sikh, Sadnam?
All right. So do you consider yourself to be a Sikh?
I do. I'm also a pantheist. So I practice and embrace a lot of different teachings and spiritual systems. But Sikhism is what I am studying and practicing the most.
All right. So what parts of the States are you from then?
I'm from Cleveland, the northernmost part of Ohio, where it's on the Great Lakes, up almost into Canada.
All right. And what is that thing behind you? Are you a witch?
Yeah, I'm a witch.
He's got a little. I was like, what is that thing moving behind you, man? Watch out. And the thing is, like, the way this show is going to run this ain't going to be your average kind of like Sikh show. I'm not here to judge people. Obviously, I like to judge by the end of it, but I want to give people like an open source. And it doesn't mean I agree with what you say. I think as Sikhs, we should be able to listen to everything and shouldn't be so scared. And if you disagree with it, you don't have to say blasphemy and start stoning them to death. Yeah, you should be able to just kind of like listen. Okay, dude.
But I like saying blasphemy, Raj. I want to. you know, stones of wisdom and like occasional.
Yeah, we'll do it in a different way though.
What about Biedby? Is that better?
Yeah, I mean yesterday was a perfect example. Like I had the kirtan, and obviously I was showing it, and then what I did is I punched through a can of Coke, and it had a little bit of Coke at the bottom. We call it jyoti, yeah, which means that it's already been drank. And the person that, you know, a guy called Singh Surma, I'm calling you out, jump on the panel, said blasphemy.
Is it Bhangra, the color singer from USA, Singh Surma on YouTube? Same guy?
No. I don't know if it's him. I don't think it is, yeah. So he said, oh, this is kind of like Beardby. And I was like, okay, all right. It's the way you say things. The problem with a lot of religious people is that when they disagree with somebody, it's almost like, you know, they go fanatical and turn into some kind of like religious police. And I don't react well to that. For me, I personally like people say, oh, Raj, you know, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you should have done that. When you start saying stuff, oh, blasphemy, I think it's counterproductive. So today, whenever I have guests on the show, I want to talk to them. And I may disagree with what you say, and I'll challenge you on that. And there'll be people in the chat, obviously getting very irate, telling me to chuck you off. I'm not chucking him off until I want to. So he seems like a decent dude, and we'll have a good conversation. Last week, let's just start this off, yeah, because I don't want this. Before I go on here, this is not a free HO bashing show. Firstly, are you part of free HO?
I did two trainings. I did two trainings through 3HO, and I did one 200-hour training with Yogi Amandeep, which is outside of 3HO. So I don't like work for 3HO, but I've taken some of their trainings.
Do you know any of these two guys?
I don't think so.
I've been to this Squadwire in LA. It was really a very nice experience, and I really recommend you checking it out if you're ever in LA. Like, there's the big one in Hollywood, also worth a visit.
Oh, don't worry, I've got a video just to show them. Because the thing is that one of the things about the States that I said is that there's not a lot of Sikhs there. I've been there twice, and I was part of the Sikh Lens Festival and stuff like that. And so they're kind of like way of doing things is a little bit different. Yeah? So even when I went there, I was like, all right, what's going on there? But the Gurdwara is kind of very unique. So I actually went inside and I recorded. Let me see if I can find it. So with your shelter, before I do, so you don't represent 3HO or anything. You're just your own person. You don't represent 3HO.
Right. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher that is trained in 3HO's lineage to Yogi Bhajan, but I've also done a lot of other trainings, and I kind of create my own path at this point. You know, there's been some controversy and abuse from Yogi Bhajan, so
all right. So you can acknowledge that Yogi Bhajan, you know, isn't, like, for me, he wasn't the best representative. I mean, he done good in the sense that he brought Sikhism to the USA. Like, you can't take that away from him. It's a bit like Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi freed India, but he was a pedophile and a racist. So you have to kind of like, I'm not saying that's what Yogi Bhajan is. I'm just saying people have done things that are quite good, but they have very dark parts of them as well.
Right.
And that's why I see Yogi Bhajan. Because I've met a lot of Sikhs in the USA that, that it was brought to them by Yogi Bhajan. And they're good Sikhs.
Yeah, I think because of Yogi Bhajan's recent sort of disgrace, I haven't been reading his words so much. I haven't been taking his trainings. I've been shifting my focus to the Gurus, especially Guru Nanak. And I just finished listening to, I believe it was the entire Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib. It was about 25 hours audio.
Oh, wow.
I was going to ask you, have you been to Toronto, Canada?
Where?
Have you been?
No, I haven't been. No, I haven't been. I want to go.
Large Sikh population there. When I would go to
far from here.
Yeah, I mean, I know they've. I know I'm going to plug my artwork, but they've exhibited my artwork there. Obviously, I'm a Sikh artist, so the reason I went to the States, I've been there twice to LA. To an organization called Sikh Lens Festival, and I've been there. So I'll quickly play a video of like it's only been 10 minutes, and then we'll move on to you. Because the thing is, I'm quite glad you already clarified one of the biggest points I was going to think. So well done. Can I give him a little pat on the head? Well done. Well done. Well done. Because one thing I was concerned about is that you're going to be backing Yogi Bhajan. Now, I know a lot of the guys here. Oh, big up Triller. Yeah, wait a minute. Give me like half an hour. So we need to make him feel special, man. Come on, he's a guest. Triller, you come. I've got another guest coming over. Let's make you.
Well, you know, last week, brother man, we had some great guests, Ginger G and BT. Yeah. They were cool, and it was really nice to have them. But it might seem like they were you know, chuddy color, you know, which is But we wanted to make it clear that like we weren't co-signing anything, and like you know, it's everyone's welcome, right?
No, I will say this: they had lots of good points. I agreed with them on a lot of things, but because I got a personal relationship by meeting 3HO and all of these guys and Sikh-Net, I can understand. Even when I spoke to them when I was there, I was like, dude, I've heard lots of things, but I have to treat them as human beings as well. And for me, they do follow the basic tenets of Sikhism. Like they believe that, you know, the 10 gurus. They believe the Sri Guru Granth Sahib is the last guru and the living guru. They believe in the Khalsa, and also on top of that, they believe in Waheguru, whether you want to call it Waheguru, God, or whatever. And so, but obviously they got different variations in their kind of ideology. I don't think that takes them out of the fold of Sikhism. It just means that they're a little bit misguided. And I think we need to not be chastising them and things. So with me, when I was with them, I hardly spoke about it, even though I had my concerns. I met them, I've been there twice. Let me just play a video of me at the Gurudwara, because I'll go through the Gurudwara, because the Gurudwara is actually a very unique Gurudwara. It's the first time I've seen it. So here's a little village. I don't know if you lot might have been there. You probably been.
Is that Española, New Mexico?
It's in LA. It's the LA one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I love that area, man.
Right, do you? You don't mind if I film a little bit? I'm a tourist, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. A tourist. So this guy is obviously you know, he's collecting rubbish to kind of give to
recycling. Oh wow,
recycling. So
that is like a.
So in all these houses, they're all Sikhs, converts to Sikhism. So it's like a little village of Sikhs. It's quite
a sight to see. Now we're going to the Gurdwara.
Well, there's a similar setup to this in New Mexico. Sadhanam G, you've been out to Española, New Mexico, right?
Yeah, I spent 10 days at the summer solstice there a few years ago. It was beautiful.
All right, so sorry, we've already got one of the worst Sikhs here known to mankind called Mr. Singh, who obviously thinks it's okay to kind of abuse mothers and all. I don't want to go negative, and he says that I should beat up gay people just because I got friends who are gay and people that I should beat them up. Now, obviously, I'm gonna go into that as well, because how do we treat people that are different from us as Sikhs? Do we I don't know, persecute them because we don't 100% agree with them, or do we treat them like the gurus would want that? So this guy is saying here, Raj can't find any brown British Sikhs, begging foreigners again who trying to reform Sikhi to suit their own way. So he's seeing color, not Sikhs. The reason why I like to speak, at the moment I'm speaking to converts, is because most of you are too pussy to jump on. Throw some balls, jump on. Then maybe you can have your say. We're going to have another Sikh coming called Triller. And this is the thing about a lot of these guys. At least they jump on. And I do find it refreshing to talk to Sikhs that are not Punjabi, because the problem is the Punjabi culture has infiltrated Sikhism in some points. And I find that people that are not from Punjab have a kind of sometimes a more clearer, fresher view of Sikhism, because they're only looking at the basics. Yeah, do you understand the actual fundamentals? And so I'm not saying you lot are those ones. Raindrop will jump on, hopefully. So let me just play this. It's only like a couple of minutes.
My mum said yesterday.
So
bulletproof.
This is one thing that was different. Yeah. So I'm just showing this because to show that in America they're kind of like Gurdwara, a little bit different. The 3HO.
I'm very well. How are you?
Oh, what a lovely door.
Amazing door, though. Not gonna lie.
You've outdone yourself with the door. That's the best door I've seen.
Yeah, nice.
Beautiful, man.
This is how old is the door? It's very like 30 years or something. Oh, how did this? Wow.
All right, so Mr. Singh said he wants to jump on. You have to email me though. I'm not putting the thing in the chat here. So let me give the email. If he wants to jump on, let's talk to him, man. Let's see what he's got to say. I've been talking a lot of nonsense for the last couple of years, so let me put it in the chat.
So Sadhanam G, I don't know if you've been on a show like this before, bruv, but like feel free to like jump in, interject whenever you like. I certainly do think that if you don't interrupt Raj, he will just keep going.
Yeah. Let me just say something. I will go, keep going, and you need to don't be afraid I don't bite on these shows. I do bite on my other shows, but I'm trying to be a good Sikh boy on this show. So I'll let certain things through. Now I'll let Triller sing on, and Mr. Singh might come in as well. So let me just like play the video through, and then what I'll do is like just kind of because some of the things when I went to the Gurdwara, because I'm used to the Gurdwara in the UK, obviously I've been in India, I was a little bit kind of taken aback about the difference. Now, I'm not saying the difference is bad or it's wrong. I'm just saying it's different. Yeah, so before I clarify that, it's different.
This is the Gurdwara, Mum, in Los Angeles.
Well, you know, Orange County had quite a few Sikhs. Like down Wenham Park, there's 2 big Gurdwara down there, and
yeah, I've been there as well.
So he's in residence for the Sikh Lands film.
Yeah, like Orange County, where was it? Dana Point was a big one. But you'd be surprised how many Singhs there are in the United States. Probably more than in Canada these days.
Yeah, I mean, the other Gurdwara are actually exactly the same as Gurdwara in the UK. The only difference is the Langar Hall is out in the open, which is impossible in London because of the rain and stuff like that. So that was the only thing I saw different. Now, this one was different from the rest, and that's why I've got video footage of that one, which I might show anyway in the future. Let me just open. I was a little bit surprised. So I was expecting a normal Gurdwara.
You want to take a photo next to the door?
What's that? Hello? Did someone say Prashad? Or did that was
that's in your video, bro?
Oh, sorry.
But like, you know,
yeah, so this is one thing that's very different. The Prashad was being given outside. Now already that was like, oh right, that's different. I'm not saying that's wrong because I don't know. I just know it's different.
Very ornate, eh? Quite ornate.
Yeah.
Sorry. My Punjabi is not very good. No, I'm okay. I think it was kind of like right.
So you can see this bit here was the bit that confused me, if I'm being honest with you. Not the rest of it. I mean, the lights and stuff, I'm not really thinking there's a nice thing at the top. It was this bit here about Yogi Bhajan that I was like a little bit.
You know, the thing that always really kind of stood out to me with that community that kind of was different was the way that, in particularly, Guru Ram Das Ji is singled out.
Yeah.
It
That's
gets
the
to
one
a
thing.
point where, you know, even like, you know, I hear some people who speak badly about that organization. They'll get to the point where they're like sniggering and saying the name of Guru Ram Das Ji, and it's like all 10 Nanaks Ikonkar. So,
Guru Ram Das was Yogi Bhajan's personal guru, so he calls him like the guru of the heart chakra, you know. So we would do a lot of meditations with Guru Ram Das chants for healing, to invoke that healing ability, and some Guru Gobind Singh from the Jap, some things from the Jap and some things from Japji. The Mool mantra from the beginning of the Japji is in a lot of meditations.
I mean, so this is where, like, when I went in, obviously I'm not like a fundamentalist. So when I went in, I was, oh, whatever, man. But I did remember thinking to myself, like, one of the problems with even when in what you call the Gurdwara in the UK, I don't like the fact that they have what we call babbe. I'll say, you know, you might call him a babba, yeah, you call him a Yogi Bhajan, but they have their pictures up with the gurus and stuff. And I think that's very, very disrespectful. It happens in the UK as well. I've gone to temples and, you know, the Gurdwara, and they've got like their thing. And every little group has their own particular babba. And so they put it right in fact, even above the guru's pictures, sometimes I've seen it. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? And this is another thing. So 3HO are not the only people that do this. Yeah? It's a Sikh problem that's happening like all over. I've seen it everywhere. Not everywhere, but a lot of places.
And I would also say that taking Guru Ram Das Ji as being anything separate from Ikonkar is also as incorrect. That, you know, the minute we get into duality like that, we're outside of Guru's wisdom. So, I mean, I can understand that people want to do things in different ways. I mean, who am I to judge? But I mean, we can't pretend that's not clearly explained to be outside of Guru's wisdom.
Yeah, so when you see the rest of the pictures, they're all fine. Like, oh, I had no issue with it. It was just that particular one. I was like, all right. And now, like I said, yes, this Gurudwara is not the only one to do it, but they have other Gurudwara that have their own Baba. I went to one Gurudwara, I don't want to name it. Every picture on the wall was of a Baba, and there was only one picture of the Guru. And I was like, all right, if you're going to have any pictures, don't put nothing up and just have the one of the Guru. Like, who are these? They're still men, though. Do you understand? Like, and so, yeah, it's a little bit weird. I don't know how the Sikhs have got into this position.
Yeah, that was something that I was talking to Flexi Stu about, because to clarify, if sometimes there's some confusion and people think that we worship Yogi Bhajan, but we never refer to him as Guru or Baba. He's just the main teacher that came to help direct us to the Gurus. So I would agree that that's a little unusual to have his photo on the wall. Most of the Gurdwaras that I've been to have been in India, in Amritsar, Rishikesh, but I've been to the ones at Kundalini festivals that they set up near LA and the Joshua Tree National Desert there, and like you said, in Guru Ramdas Puri, which is what they call Espanola.
I mean, I was invited to the free HO thing, they said, yeah, come down. Now I didn't not go because, I was like, blasphemy. I just didn't have time for that time, because I was only in A for 10 days and I had stuff to do and I need to go home and stuff. But I'm not going to say I would never go and have a look at myself. I might disagree with stuff that I see there, but I don't think I'm not the person to be throwing stones at glass houses. There's a problem with a lot of people. Like, first yourself first before you start chucking the stones at others. Yeah. What are you doing? Like, I have a lot of Sikhs here that go, Raj, you're a terrible Sikh. You're the worst Sikh. And I'm like, at least I'm aware I'm a bad person. You aren't, which is worse. You think you're a good person, but you're bad.
Well, we're working on it, right? We're all working on it. And like the example set by the great Jagraj Singh Ji,
Yeah, big up to Jagraj, man.
Well, the example of when he went out there to give prachar, and the way that he was attacked for that by some people, and the way he handled it was such an example for us all. And we'll
go through those videos in the future. Actually, that's a good thing, and we'll go through those videos and see how he handled stuff. Because let me just say, Raindrop, I'm sending you the link, and then I'm going to send it to Triller in a bit as well, and then we'll have a Triller.
Well, as I was saying on the show last week, like if you think about Jagraj and all he's done and doing for the Panth, think about like the support of a man's wife and how we can't really do anything without a good woman beside us, right?
Yeah,
so,
of course, yeah.
If Yogi Bhajan had not come into the States and passed on the message that eventually got to Russia, that influenced Jagraj's wife to initially look into Sikhi, and I mean, great work has come from that direction indirectly into the benefit of us all. So I cannot ignore Maharaj's hukum.
Well, this is why I say this year. As much as I disagree with Yogi Bhajan, as much as I'll say that he's done a lot of bad things, he did do one good thing, which is he brought Sikhism into America, and we can't take that away from him.
It's been in America for a long time before that. Let's not.
Yeah, but he was the one that did it, so we can't take that away. I'll use the analogy again. Sorry, basically it's like Mahatma Gandhi. He freed India, but he still did bad things. He was a paedophile and a racist. But we're gonna have to separate the good he done from the bad, although it's difficult to do that. Yeah, because the good he done was free India, but he did do other things that were very, very terrible. And I see Yogi Bhajan in the same way. Now, I only have an issue with Yogi Bhajan, people that follow him, when they see him as more than what he is. And this is not only other people. I mean, I've seen it within the Sikh community in the UK. One of the problems I had when I was younger, and I have to admit, there used to be Babbi that used to come to my house. Yeah, and this would be a bit of a critical thing about my own family, because I thought these Babbi, we call them Babbi, were manipulating my family. I saw it from very young. Like they'll come into the home and, you'd be washing their feet, you'd be kind of feeding them. And I was like, in my own head, I was like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? And my dad was very kind of like brutal. he just didn't like them, and he would just say Satyakal and all that. And I see Yogi Bhajan a bit like that. Like he took liberties, and they do that in the UK as well. And the reason why I think it was easier for him to do it in America was because there was this craze about what's it called? The hippie craze. He came in the 60s, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And so,
the age of Aquarius.
Yeah, so there was lots of these Indian yogi gurus and stuff like that and all this. Now have a look. Here's the 1 year, but the March year. Now, obviously, one of my worst enemies. Yeah, obviously, one of the biggest hypocritical Sikhs I've ever met. One of the worst Sikhs I've ever met. But he goes around telling everyone they're not Sikhs. Yeah, and this is the epitome of what I don't like about certain Sikhs. Yeah, when they're so hypocritical that they're drinking, they're doing this, they're doing drugs, they're doing that, and then they're telling me I'm not a Sikh. Even though I haven't drank for 8 years, I don't eat meat. I try my best to be a good person. I know I'm a bad person, so I'm trying to work on myself. And then you have these kind of people. Now, he's going to probably ask to come on. And you know what? The computer says no.
What a shame.
I would be willing to bet that he has never been through a Kundalini training because I've been through 3 200-hour ones and a 60-hour. And we talk, they teach the level 1 Kundalini yoga teachers about all of the gurus, like 50 different mantras. You know, we spend some time learning about all of the different gurus and what they taught, and there's mantras for each of them. So I'm grateful to Yogi Bhajan and 3HO for introducing me to Sikhism, whether or not people think it is authentic, you know, pure Sikhi.
Yeah, I mean, look, people can you're going to get challenged on it. I'll challenge you as well. I don't really know whether it's right. I've been told it's not. I'm not going to get into the whole shenanigans. Now, Mr. Singh here, I've sent you the link. Aja. Now, I don't think this is the real Mr. Singh. If it is, I'll hear his voice for the first time. And that will give me a bit more indication of who he is. Because trust me, I've got a lot of relatives in Birmingham. Yes, it's really interesting. So I apologize, Satnam Singh. Yeah, let's talk to Satnam Singh for give him like his special place here, because I don't want him to come on because there is somebody coming out that's going to disrupt the show.
So, Sadnam, brother man, I wanted to ask you, like, how have you interacted with the the Punjabi Sangha in Ohio here, and like you were a little bit taken aback when we met last year, because of course I had a full dari, I had a nice beard when I come into the class last year, and you were like, wow, I never thought a Sikh would turn up in my class. So like well, but not about like me in particular, but like how do you interact with Orthodox Sikhi?
Around here, not very much. Mostly it's Kundalini practitioners who, have some exposure to Sikhi. It was when I was in Amritsar a couple different years that, I found a lot of connection with Sikhs from all over the world, as opposed to here. It's just, the people who are, practicing some aspects, mainly through Kundalini yoga, like we do at the morning sadhana, in the Amrit Vela, the 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. We do all the different mantras but not so. Yeah, that was why I was surprised when you came. I was like, oh, it's someone who's not really a 3HO, but someone who actually came just from Sikhism and from abroad, which was really cool.
Well, thank you, bro. I mean, like a lot of people might ask me why I might go to a Kundalini class, and like it's exactly the suggestion or answer that you gave previously, in that I'd never done one before. So I thought, how can I really judge without trying one? And, bravo for the class you gave. It was interesting. I've done quite a bit of yoga over the years, different styles, mostly secular dance-based sort of training. So, but that can get really spiritual and sort of out of body in many different aspects as well. So like, I'm like you in that I pull from many different sources, but hey, what is there a better teacher than Nicole Pudik Vaheguru? Wow.
Can I just address this question? So, let's just say this comment here. Raj, your Sikh artwork is good. Thank you, I know. And keep that up. But when you speak about Sikhi, you let yourself down. Obviously, I've already prefaced, I'm not the best Sikh to talk about Sikhi. That's why I get guests on. I'm here to learn. Now, if you want to teach me, jump on. You've got to stop being commenters on the chat, because it's very frustrating when people say, Raj, you're a terrible Sikh, but you don't want to do your own shows. You don't want to jump on. You don't want to teach others, but you just want to type. So if you want to jump on, I'm going to put my email in the thingy. You jump on and you be respectful, yeah, and we'll have a conversation. This is not some kind of slanging match. So obviously, you know, if I let myself down, you got to worry about yourself first before you worry about me. Watch what you're doing in your own home, what you're doing before you start saying, I'm letting myself down. You're letting yourself down by not teaching others how to get themselves up.
So you see that, Sadhanam? Raj is a yoga teacher. Teach them, Raj.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I need to get the anger problem down, though. That's my biggest problem, man. The anger problem. Well, let me just speak to Sadhanam about a couple of things. So what I'm going to do here is right now, because I've got 2 white people on here, yeah, obviously. I don't know if people can tell. They're very pink compared to me. Now, one of the things is that when I was doing the show last time, when we were talking about the Punjab, I saw a comment saying, why is Flexi so concerned about the Punjab? Now, I will argue this case, and you can speak in a second, obviously, that the Punjab is the home of Sikhism, and that every religion has the home or birthplace of their religion, and that place is special to all people of that faith, no matter where they're from. They can be from millions or thousands of miles away. And so obviously you have the Christians with Jerusalem, and the Jews with Jerusalem. You have people going down, and they're concerned about the politics of that land, because the politics of that land will affect also the religious sites. Now, if the politics of that land, something happens there, you can't actually get access to it. That's a problem, yeah. Or you can't renovate the place up because they're starting putting laws in. And that's the same with the Muslims in Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia, and the same with the Sikhs. Every Sikh, yeah, should have a connection to the Gurdwara and the martyrs that have been in that place, and should be concerned about the politics of that land, because it's going to affect the people and the actual Gurdwara in that land. So that's also in Pakistan and in India. Yeah, so I'm sick and tired of this. Now, obviously, your lot's lineage is different. Yeah, so I have an extra interest in the Punjab, because before my people were Sikhs, they were probably Hindus. They could have been Muslim. They could have been Buddhist. They could have been Jedis. I don't know what they were, but whatever they want to be. Yeah. So I'm going to let Triller on as well in a minute. So what do you think about that, Satnam, then, and Flexi, about having a connection to the Sikh sites in India?
Oh, yeah. I agree. And I feel very fortunate and blessed that I was able to visit the Golden Temple, and spent about a week there on both of my trips. And I would credit Yogi Bhajan and 3HO for, hosting trainings in India, which brought me there to where I was then able to go to the Golden Temple and stay there and do, early morning sadhana, chanting my japji on the roof of the Golden Temple. And I also went to Goindwal. And
have you got videos of this that you want to share or anything?
I do have a lot of photos and some videos.
Are they on your channel? I can actually play them if you want.
Possibly on my YouTube channel.
Have a look. Can I just say, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa,
Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Obviously, he's one of my London boys. Like in the diary, man.
Yeah, I've tried to keep it up a little bit. Yeah.
Look how
we'll see how long it lasts.
No, keep it. Look better, man. I'm not gonna lie. You're like too young before, man. So yeah. So I'm gonna So Flexi, when I was talking about the Sikh side, so I'm gonna give your kind of view, because you was getting a lot of criticism. I saw in the thingy, like, why does he care about the Punjab?
Really? I didn't hear about that. I don't read that stuff. So they were wondering why I care about people. Why do I care about people?
All right. So why would you, as a Sikh, have a concern about the politics or what's going on in the Punjab, as somebody that's not, their lineage is not from there ethnically or racially?
Well, my concern is for the well-being of all humanity and animals, and my mission statement is exactly what the rest of the Panthers. So when it comes to the Punjab, I mean, I'm no politician. I don't really know what is going on or what to say, but it's not exclusive to the Punjab. My concern is the same for Sabah Bahala.
Okay. Triller, how you been, man?
Yeah, not bad, bro. Not bad.
Any questions you want to ask for our special guest, Satnam Singh?
Yeah, so my question, I put it in the chat, was should Sikhs be progressive? Are Sikhs progressive?
Okay.
So,
What do you mean by progressive, bro? Just narrow it down a bit. Like,
I mean, interpret it as however you like, man. I mean, it's a pretty simple word to understand. You know what I mean? It's moving forward, right?
Dude, let me say something to that. We're dealing with numbskulls in the chat.
Okay, well, if you think,
just imagine, Trilla, the most dumbest person in the world, and that's probably around 50% of the chat. So we must speak to them.
We're talking about me.
No, we're talking about the chat. They don't understand progressive. They're like, progressive? What does that mean, mate? So I'm trying to think like
they would do with insurance, right? No.
I mean, I'll give you an example, right? So, like, you got Singhs, for example, right, that are very traditional, right? Like, let's take Nahang Singhs, for example, right? These guys wear a certain uniform, right, and they adhere to certain traditions that have been kept since Guru Gobind Singh Ji's time, right? So, from 300 years ago, you know, so it's a thing where, like, these guys are very strict in keeping those traditional routes. They choose to travel with horses and camels and things like that. They might obviously incorporate other things too, but their main focus is to keep their roots as much as possible. So in context to that, in comparison to that, and how we are today, should we be more like them, like the Rahang Singhs, or should we be something else, in that regard? I mean, what do you guys think overall? What's the best way as a Sikh?
Can I just play a 2-second video just because a lot of people obviously are not going to know what Nahang is, so I don't think I'll get a copyright strike. I hope not. I won't play the audio.
But maybe Sadnam, can you jump in first with that answer?
Yeah, I think with every religion, there's going to be people that are more progressive and more conservative, and it's also regional. Obviously, like Canadian Sikhs versus Indian Sikhs versus Americans are all going to practice in different ways. And I definitely appreciate the value of staying true to the tradition. That's something that Kundalini yogis are taught definitely more than any other type of yoga, is not changing the tradition, not straying from what the original teachers taught. So I think I'm sure I practice in different ways that would be considered progressive to a lot of people, but that's all I know. I haven't been raised with it or spent a lot of time other than, when I was in India and with traditional sort of Sikh practices.
So can I just quickly explain that Nahangs are like the military order? I mean, if I've said this wrong, like the military order of the Sikhs, and they are of the mindset that you should be prepared at all times for, being able to kind of like defend the weak and stuff. So
ready upon ready. And like my answer to that question, Brother G, would be like, firstly, Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad. There is there's only one. And the answer that you gave in regards to Raj's boxing training last week, I think was perfect, in that you said, I believe you said something to the what was it? Use what works best for you at that time. And I think that applies to everything really, is that we're all moving in our directions, and we got to really just accept what the hukum as Maharaja dishes it out.
And if I could add to that too, just one thing that I've been resonating with that I took in from listening to the Granth was how he says, anything you do is worthless unless it is done from the heart, otherwise it's just going through the motions. So that's really the most important thing, regardless of what sort of traditions that we're following, is that it's
from Jabji.
Yes. So what I will do in the future, I'll probably do a show on Nahangs, because I know a few Nahangs, and I'll try and get them on and kind of like explain now.
I'm gonna say
so one of the things, I'm not sure whether the thing is, I'm not sure what the point Triller is trying to go down on the route.
I'm trying to talk about, like, if you imagine people getting into Sikhi, or people that are young, everything else, and people my age and older, right? everyone's trying to figure out what the right way is to do things, right? And there are, you know, like people don't want to make errors, you know, generally speaking, you know. So when it comes to something like this, I feel like just being in Southall, for example, right? I feel like we could learn a lot from, say, people like from 3HO, for example, you know, like being a bit more progressive in certain ways. And, you know, like, and Jugraj would speak about how we could make our Gurdwara a lot more appealing to people in terms of like having all sorts of signs in different languages saying welcome, you know, come in, you know.
I've not got that
in
Southall. I need to double check. I've been
that's that's more like in Canada and stuff. They started to do stuff.
I'm pretty sure in East London they've got like stuff in English.
They might do. They might do. So the thing is, it's all about the committees. I mean, if you can imagine Southall, right? Southall, a lot of the guys in the committee there, they're very old school businessmen, and they're quite you know, I mean, like they've been brought up the way they've been brought up, and they're going to put that on, you know, the community to be like, this is the right way to do things. But it's like, you know, it's like there's no such thing as a bad student, only a bad teacher, right? So
yeah, true.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, straight. So it's like when it comes down to it, like a lot of these people that are learning, you know, like some of these guys that some of these Sikhs that are quite young, that might be quite, say, volatile, a bit confrontational, whatever, right? A bit violent. I feel like, well, who are you learning Sikhi from? You know, because that ain't the Sikhi I've been learning. You know what I mean? Like, I've been learning you know, for example.
Do you know what? Yeah, like it's going to get a bit negative, and I apologize to everybody, but there is a certain individual. I don't know if it's the real person, and his name's Mr. Singh. Now, for 3 years, this guy has been slandering me, attacking my mother, my.
You're not letting him on, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to let him on. Yeah,
right now. Can we wait a bit?
Right. We'll wait. We'll make it wait. I'm going to give him literally a minute, yeah, to see what he says. Yeah,
let him on, man. Let him on.
We need. This guy here said to me yesterday, now this is where we're talking about progressiveness. Now, let me just put a comment up by him here, because one of the reasons why I think he really has an issue with me, because I have friends that are atheists, transgenders, you know, people that are gay. And obviously, like, I'm kind to them. I treat them how I want to be treated. I don't mistreat them just because they're gay. I'll mistreat people if they're bad to me or they're bad people. And so his issue is that I should be mistreating them. So he put a comment up yesterday going, Triller Singh, you know anything about Raj and his love for gays and atheists? See my videos. No Sikh supports this sister effer apart from the extremist Gunjars, yeah? So this guy is supposedly a Sikh here that is following, he's called himself Mr. Singh. So he must be somebody that is a really good Sikh person. So when we're talking about being progressive, I think, you know, when we're living in the West here, we may not agree with certain people's ways of life or what they're doing, but we have to treat them how the gurus would want us to treat them, which is
we should hear them out. We should hear them out.
We should hear them out. And like I said, I have a friend who's transgender, and one of the best people I've met. I have a friend who's gay, one of the best people I've met. Some people are atheists, they're better than religious people, some of them, yeah, which is embarrassing. Like, we're supposed to believe in God, but some of these people that don't believe in God are more moral than the people that believe in God, which is a disgrace. That's why a lot of people are turning away from God, because a lot of people who say they believe in God are behaving like demons, yeah. And this is one of those guys that I've said doesn't follow Waheguru, doesn't follow the Guru. He follows himself, his own anger, his own ego, his own prejudices. And he calls me a low caste. So one of the things he's always saying is that I'm a low caste Sikh. Now, if anyone knows anything about Sikhism, the Gurus, they come to destroy the caste system as well. Now, the problem with the Punjabi community, there is still a what you call a light caste. It's not like the Hindu caste. Now, for me, 12 years ago, I decided never to answer what caste I'm from, because I had friends who were from a perceived low caste, and every time someone would ask them what caste they were and they found out, they'd start talking shit to them. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, all right, no. So for 12 years, people have asked me what caste I'm. I said, does it matter? I'm a Sikh, yeah? And that's the way you destroy the caste.
So Sadnam, Brother G, what caste are you?
I am. There's not really caste, you know.
Yeah, we're Sikhs, yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the main things that the Guru tried to abolish was the caste, and this guy calls me a low caste Sikh, and he sees himself as a Jat, which is higher. Now I know his cousin. Now this might not be the real Mr. Singh, so I'm going to drop you out for a minute, and then let me just find out who he is first, because this better be the guy that's related to Bops, not some other little idiot. Now today I can't swear because we're on a Sikh show, so he's very lucky that I have to keep myself in that, because this guy has tried to violate me and my family for the last 3 years, yeah, and said the most disgusting stuff about, lies about my family and stuff. So let me put you guys in the back chat for a minute, and let me just remove you guys 1 second. You're in the back chat. Fuddo, who is this? Speak, boy. Kanjar. See, goes on a Sikh channel saying Tere Ma di, yeah. This is the type of Sikh he is. So we've seen it today. Obviously, I gave him an opportunity, and what he put on a Sikh show is my mother's you-know-what. So I think I've proven my point. Done and dealt. So that was good. It was a lot shorter and a lot more concise, and it proved my point. Did it not prove my point? Somebody called Mr. Singh, who believes he's a good Sikh, come on, and if anyone doesn't understand Punjabi, what that was is that your mother's you-know-what. Yeah, this is what he come on the show to play. So yeah, very disgusting behavior. So well done. We've exposed you today, and I hope everybody that can see this, when I see Mr. Singh in April or May, I'm gonna break his nose. Obviously, in religious, I'll be praying and all this, and I'll be training myself up, and it's not in a vindictive way. But yes, I will be fighting this guy because I think he needs to be put in his place, but in a legal boxing match. Yeah. Books will arrange that, obviously. So yeah, so let's get back to the topic. Luckily that was short and concise. Flexi actually missed it. He was gone by the time he come back. So yeah, so what was, yeah, we can talk about progressiveness, because I think Mr. Singh, like, and that kind of mindset, because I've been told, because the fact that I speak to gay people and transgenders and all of this, that I'm promoting LGBTQ. Yeah, that is the claim that people are making to me. Like, because I talk to these people and treat them like human beings, I am actually promoting LGBTQ. Now, let me make it very clear. I'm very much for traditional families. Sikhism is about traditional values. We do believe in the man and woman and, children and stuff like that, like, all other faiths that they do. But we don't believe in persecuting people that might deviate from that norm.
Well, let me interrupt you there. We also do believe in you don't have to get married. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a spouse. You can also be on your own. At the same time, you can also have, say, more than one woman. There have been certain examples where there have been, real devout, like Khalsa guys, right? That have like, for example, I remember listening to Jagraj talk about how some of these great men who were completely on the path, they were like offered by other women. They said, look, I want to be with you, because you are the most righteous man I've ever seen in my entire life. So it's like you can have none, you can have more than one. It all depends on, but at the same time, it might not be consummated. It might not be consummated in that way. You know what I mean? Like in the way a man and woman would consummate marriage.
So for me, like I said, yeah, people are gonna have opinions that I don't necessarily 100% agree with. They can say their opinions. We're not gonna go blasphemy, chuck a stone at him, stone him. This is not the place for it. Yeah, what we need to do is to hear stuff, and then if people want to have a different view, like my view personally is different from that. I do believe that having a man and a wife, and being kind of like loyal to each other is the best way. Because it's better for a family structure. When you've got too many people in the pot, when you've got too many hands in the pot, it becomes problematic. So the best way to raise a family is to obviously have a man and a woman and the family. That's the most constructive way.
I'll give you one more example, bro. Yeah, my great granddad, right? He was married to one woman, right? But then they had, like, you have people working, in your home, your farm, and everything else, right? And these times this is probably early 1900s, yeah. Like there were two other women whose husbands had passed away who were working the land, right? And they, instead of marrying other people, right, they chose to just stay with my great granddad. You know, so in a way, he had like 3 wives. Do you know what I mean? Not to say in a bad way where he was like sleeping with all 3 of them. It was a choice that they made instead of being widowed. Yeah, instead of being widowed, they chose to be just with him and his wife.
All right, so can I just say something once again? Shy Raj 666, yeah. Before you say Sikhi is about living a life, not in the chat rooms all day talking, why don't you come online and show how you live your life to the rest of the world? There is no point chit-chatting. One of the biggest problems about these people, they have too much fear in their heart. And fear stops you from doing things. Now, people say I don't have enough fear. But I'd rather have little fear and do my things than you have too much fear that you can't even get out of your little comfort zone of typing. Grow some balls. I'll put the link in the chat and you need to jump on and actually show us how we should be living our lives as Sikhs. Yes? Go on.
Well, I'm scared quite often, you know, like I'm constantly like dealing with my own fear and anger and rage, lust, greed, attachment and ego. And nothing has been more potent than Simran. Like this is what I've always been looking for, and it works. Belief is not required. It actually works.
I have a story of like obviously I'm not the best Sikh, and there's been times that you know I don't do bars. Sometimes I do. I do tend to when I'm drawing find it better to because let me just say I'm an artist. Obviously, guys, I'm an artist.
Very nice.
You know, I'm an artist. Obviously, I do black and white. I've done a lot of Sikh artwork as well. Going to be doing the Kisan stuff as well. I do find it's easier for me, but I do remember one time one of my sisters fell ill, very seriously ill, and yeah, I'd only got 2 days, but it was so serious that we wasn't sure she was going to make it. And I remember me and my family sitting down and really doing Bard properly as a group, like literally all of it. I remember normally when I was doing Bard, I'd be thinking about other stuff. I'm not going to lie. Your brain drifts, yeah, at some points. Like you're trying, and next thing you say, "Oh, I wonder if the potatoes are warm at the moment." Oh, I feel a little bit. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna eat my beans later on. So, but this time for like 2 hours straight, we were just sitting there because we were so focused about trying to get prayers for my sister that all the family was just like literally didn't think. We just didn't drink water. We just do Bart. And the next day, weirdly, my sister pulled through the worst part of it. Now, I'm not going to say 100% whether it's because of that, but I don't know what would happen like if we didn't do the Bard. Maybe she wouldn't have pulled through. And I do remember like going, wow, that's amazing. In my whole family, we did the Bard last night, and we really sat down and really did it properly. Because the problem is a lot of people when they're doing prayers, I'm a type of person, I'd rather do 2 minutes of proper prayers than 10 hours of fake prayer. Yeah, because it's pointless. When your brain's thinking about other stuff and you're praying and for everybody's like you're in front of a room and you're doing a Bart and stuff that everyone's looking at you and you think that you're looking good. I think that's pointless for me. Yeah, I'd rather just do 2 minutes and those 2 minutes are really like true than the other way. Well, I mean, what do you think about that though?
Sadnam?
Yeah, I would definitely agree. There's a song that highlights that. And that's the point that I made earlier too. That when it's done authentically from the heart, then you're connected with Waheguru. And I think I've noticed very many times that the Gurus have said not to judge people. See all people as equal, see all people as same, and like you said, like abolishing the caste system. So I think I'm not here to judge. I'm also just here to learn and to get closer to God. And you can pray in so many different ways, and just not judging people for the way that they pray, or if you think that they're a real Sikh, practicing Sikhi in the right way or something. I think it's more just over analyzing things with the mind rather than connecting with God through your heart and just loving everyone like they taught us.
You know what? I've got
how about Triller? Don't you think it's like the gym, mate? It's comparable to working out, no?
I mean, Raj, what you said was 2 minutes is better on your own or whatever than say an hour or two sitting with the Sangat, right?
No, I didn't say that. I said 2 minutes of true meditation or 2 minutes of really, really doing your part without thinking about everything else is better than 10 hours of you faking it. I'm not talking about with the Sangha.
Who you faking it for then?
So I'm saying that
you're not with the Sangha. Yeah, go on.
No, you're getting the Sangat thing mistaken. That you could be with the Sangat and do 2 minutes. Yeah, it's better than sitting with a Sangat for 10 hours pretending. That's what I'm saying.
But you're saying pretending. That's like showing off, right? You're only showing off in front of other people. You can't be showing off if you're on your own, can you?
No, you can't. No, not showing off, but sometimes you're doing party here and your brain's wandering. It's just a natural thing that happens.
Yeah, of course.
So when you're sitting there and you're thinking about, okay, you're just by yourself. Sometimes it's happened to me. I'm just sitting there. I remember when I was younger, we used to have a Babba's room. So just so that people understand, like my family is very orthodox, in their beliefs. Like we've never had meat. You know, I only started drinking when I was like in my 20s, and then I stopped 8 years ago. My older brothers, Amrit Chak, my older sisters, Amrit Chak, my mother is, my father, and one of my other sisters. So obviously I'm not. So we used to have a room dedicated to Babaji, you know, the gurus, we used to have the city type in the home. Wow. And so my sister, who's quite a lot older than me, used to always force me to go and do part and do kirtan and stuff. I remember when I was being forced to do it, I'd be sitting there, although I'd be looking like I'm doing part, I was really thinking about other stuff a lot of the time. Yeah, you understand? I wasn't concentrating. I was just thinking about other stuff. Oh, when is it going to end? Oh, I want to go and play my computer and all that stuff. Now,
exactly.
I also did that sometimes when my sister would say, sit here and do your part, and we'd come out in 10 minutes. No one was in the room, but I was still not thinking properly. You understand? I was still, my brain was somewhere else. I'm being honest with you. And so those 10 minutes that I was doing, even if I'd done those 10 minutes with me being distracted, it would have been better for me to do 1 minute with full concentration, and I'm just meditating properly from the heart. Yeah.
So Flexi was trying to talk about training there, in comparison to a meditation, right? Or prayer, right? So it's better to do things properly, for 5 minutes than it is to train improperly for like an hour, right? In terms of like, let's say when you're doing your chest, and you're doing your bicep, you're doing your bicep curls, you should have your chest sticking out, you know what I mean? And you should be like, like doing it properly, right? And whereas instead of just bouncing your arms up and down or whatever, right? And just trying to do as many reps as you can. So I understand that comparison, right? But the thing is, it's like when I've connected, when I feel like, when I have tears coming down my eyes, when I'm singing, like Waheguru, when I'm doing a Waheguru mantra, right? It happens when I almost like let go, it just kind of happens. Like it's hard to describe this because I know I've done it a few times. I know that that's what I want to achieve, and sometimes it might take 2 minutes, sometimes it might take 20 minutes, it might take half an hour, but I know that is my goal, is to at least get there and then get lost in there. Do you know what I mean? Like so I keep on doing it, and it's really hard. It is really, really hard.
Do you feel that Sangat kind of makes it more potent? That sometimes having Sangat around, it can actually like up the connection.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Let me just explain something. I'm a kind of a weird character. Like you know what I'm like here. I like my space. Even when I'm doing anything, I like to be by myself. I'm just weird like that. So maybe I haven't experienced what a Sikh should do in the Sangat. Like, because obviously the way I think, I like to be alone and stuff like that. And even when I'm doing part, I'm thinking, I want to be alone. So I'm gonna have to try and do it with a Sangat here, because I've tried in the past, but I don't think my mind was mentally there.
How about right now?
Let me just sort one thing out first, because I want to end the show on that though, rather than in the middle. Let's end the show on a bit of part and stuff, and we'll try and get more people on. Now, somebody's on there called Shairaj. Now, like I said, there's a lot of trolls. I'm going to let him on. I'm going to give him literally 30 seconds, and if the guy disrespects or thinks he can talk in a particular way to me, you're going to get booed. Yeah, you're going to get booed. Remember, I am a dictator on this show, a fascist dictator while I'm on it. And I decide who comes on and who doesn't. So let me just drop you guys out for a second, because I don't want you lot to be privy to this. So let me see this. So Shairaj, you asked for a link. Have you got something to say? You can't troll me. This is why I pull everyone out. These guys are too dumb, man. Seriously, up your game if you're gonna try and disrupt the show, man. Come on, man. We don't need you do. This is not amateur hour, man. If you're gonna do it properly. This is one thing I like about StreamYards. The reason why StreamYards is probably one of the best systems to use for streaming, is that you can really control who comes on. Like, I just blocked the screen. I don't know what they were playing, and they were about to play something to try and get me a strike and stuff.
Thank you, StreamYard.
Yeah, we got StreamYard. So what I do want to do, yeah, Raindrop's going to come on in a minute, in a little bit, yeah. So I want to go through a video that I've been meaning to go through for a long time, yeah. And it's actually a video by a non-Sikh, yeah. But I think he has broken down Sikhism quite well for the non-Sikh, yeah. And obviously we have people in the chat that, you know, are probably not Sikhs as well. And even for, you know, people that are Sikhs and don't really know the basics, I think it's a good way to get the basics. So let me play it and I'll break it into two, and then we can discuss as we're going along and stuff. If you want me to pause it and stuff, let me just find it for a second. Just give me a sec. You don't just chit chat away while I do that.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, after you.
Sadnam.
Oh yeah, I did want to just thank you guys for inviting me, for Stu and Raj, and I kept hearing over and over in the listening to the Granth that, you know, we should associate in the company of the holy, the Sadh Sangat, and like I said, I have not been very connected with them here in Columbus. Even my yoga classes and things are so much smaller. It's really hard to get together with people. So I just really appreciate even just being able to talk to other Sikhs and talk about these issues. So thank you.
Come on, man. Come on. Well done. Well done. That's what we're here for. I'm a loving guy. You know, everyone's on the big bad rods. But no. And the thing is, let me explain what like, I have this kind of stigma about me that I don't like Sikhs here, because I said something years ago in Speaker's Corner out of haste, and I take it back. I said, F Sikhs, I don't like Sikhs. And what I was supposed to say, I don't like certain Sikhs, like the Lochin. So there was a guy in front of me who was telling me I'm not a Sikh, I'm a terrible Sikh, and I knew a lot about him and his shenanigans outside, and he was far from Sikhi himself. So I was standing and going, how are you telling me?
So you took the bait then, yeah? You took the bait.
Yeah, I did. And this is me in the early days, because I wasn't used to cameras around me. There was like 4 cameras, loads of people around me, everyone haranguing me, and I lost my temper. And I said something. What I was supposed to say is, I hate Sikhs like you, hypocrite Sikhs, yeah? And it come out wrong. Now, I love Sikhism, and I love the Sikh people, but it doesn't mean I like all Sikhs. There are a lot of Sikhs out there that I really dislike, yeah, and hate with a passion. And most
why not attack Sikhi? Why not attack Sikhi to get the best out of Sikhi?
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with actually being critical of Sikhism as well. I think we should be able to, you know, ask difficult questions and not get too caught up in that, you know, and start crying and all that kind of stuff. Like, we should be able to ask questions. Like, one of the questions I want to go over, karma. Karma is one of the things that, you know, for years has made me go, okay, this is a little bit difficult for me to stomach, because obviously I got a sister who is ill. Like, was that karma? So I've think about the karma aspect from a personal point of view, and I've come and I've actually accepted it. Yeah, I'm like, okay, all right, I understand the logic, although I don't necessarily, I can understand why people would not like it and will think that it's kind of cruel. So we can talk about stuff that are more kind of difficult as we go along.
Yeah. What about things that are a little bit more pragmatic, like in terms of, like, you know, there isn't, in the whole of the UK, there isn't any Sikhs that agree with any of their committees, you know, that run the Gurdwara. I don't think there are hardly any. The only ones that are agreeing with it are the ones that are in the committees.
Right, so let me tell you something here. Like, I hate my local Gurdwara's committee. Yeah.
There you go.
Now, the previous committee we got on with, for the last 2 years, another group have taken over, and I don't really go there. When I do go there, I try not to talk to them, because they're going to get into an argument if they say something to me, because my mum used to be part of the previous committee, and obviously it's got, and even my mum finds it difficult to go there. And this is one of the biggest problems. Politics should not be in Gurdwara.
Well, it should. It goes hand in hand. Guru Gobind Singh Ji made it when he made the Khalsa. Yeah. You know, he made that politics and
let me explain.
One in the same. You know.
Let me explain. Politics, when I'm talking about the negative aspects of politics, trying to take control of the Gurdwara for your own needs. That's the kind of politics I'm talking about. People trying to have power because they want power. They want to be able to control the Gurdwara.
They're abusing
over government, right?
That is not what they should be doing. They should be there to serve the community. Yeah, and whoever's the best for the job should be given the opportunity to lead it. Now, what's happening at the moment? A lot of Gurdwara people are staying on because they want the power. They've been doing it for 30 years. Sorry, they don't want to give it up, so they're just thinking. And there's a lot of bad people in the committees. I've seen them committing fraud. I don't want to go into it. Committing fraud, literally stealing from the Sangat. Yeah, I've seen it in my own.
Or wasting money through legal fees, legal battles. You know.
Yeah.
A lot. I'm talking about $500,000 to millions, man, in legal costs. When that could be going into so many good projects for everybody.
Can I just do something for a minute? Yeah, like again, the guy called Sukha, he's very Sukha the man. He's in the back chat. At least he's jumped on. Let me just double check he's not a troll. I'm going to drop you lot out again. I don't want you to experience what I have to experience on a daily basis. So let's get you lot be innocent still in something. Now I'm going to let Sukha on. Like I said again, if you're here to kind of like, Raj, you're a terrible Sikh. Raj, you're the worst Sikh in the world, you're going to get booted. If you're here to say, okay, Raj, you know, this is the way I live my life, and, you know, maybe I can actually give you some advice and have a productive conversation, then cool. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to speak. Sukha. So weak, guys. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, dudes, man. Please, man. Up your game. Hey, up your game, man. You know, it's so embarrassing we have Sikhs trying to disrupt a Sikh show. It's just embarrassing, yeah. It's their fear. They're fearful. That's the problem. Their fear is getting the better of them. They're getting shook and they're getting upset. So what I want to do, yeah, I mean, Raindrop's going to come in a bit. If anyone needs to leave, just tell me, you know, just say, look, I need to leave, whatever. If you want to stay, then stay and all that kind of stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a video that I've watched quite a few times, and I actually, you know, find it funny. Now, there are stuff in there that some people might find offensive, like cartoons and like a little bit of joking. Obviously, some people check out blasphemy, stone him, yeah, stone him. But, you know, it's just a bit of a joke. So let me play a little bit from the beginning, and then I'll play the rest here. And it's a video, and I would recommend people, if you want to explain Sikhism, you know, the average person that doesn't really know anything about Sikhism, or just knows a little bit. This is actually a pretty good video. It's by Incognito. No, Cogito. And I'll put the link in the thingy, yeah. Let me just share it.
So, Sadnam, are you still teaching yoga, bro?
Yeah, I teach 2 classes a week. The Kundalini class on Thursday nights, 7:30, and I do like a yin sort of it's called mind body healing, and I always have meditation, usually mantras and gong bath at the end, and the events like what I had done. Actually, that was Friday night in Yellow Springs. Bunch of
that's where Dave Chappelle lives, right?
Yeah. The owner of that wellness center will always like see him walking around and doing comedy.
Oh, Dave Chappelle. Wow, man.
Hey, Trilla, you still teaching, man?
Teaching what?
Anything?
He's going to teach me. You better.
No,
What's up?
Huh? I mean, I'm doing my own thing right now. Do you know what I mean? I'm on my own journey as well. At the same time, I've always been the same kind of guy in terms of like, dude, I'm here to help anybody who wants my help.
Why?
You know what I mean? Whether through a conversation, whether it be you know, to need a bit of encouragement, you know, or a bit of guidance in physical or mental, whatever. You know what I mean? The thing is, though, obviously, because I don't, you know, look the whole part of a Sikh, you know, it's a lot of people. I'm going to get a lot of backlash. You know, I've always had that. You know, a lot of people, for example, that do keep their uniform, they do criticize me. You know, just for not keeping it. You know, how can you be a Sikh if you don't even wear, you know, keep your hair, for example.
Right, so
like me, for example, like last year when I came back to England and I had like a nice sort of beard on the go, I got to a point when I realized I wasn't like living up to what I was looking like, and people were recognizing me as a Sikh. Then that's when I really knew I had to take it off. I was watching a punch up on Watford High Street, and at the time people were greeting me Sasikal, and I thought, wow, I'm supposed to be breaking this up, and I'm not. I'm just watching it. And I took the beard off that night.
Now, one of the things I want to say here about this, okay, you're not, representing the faith. Now, if you did that to everybody, you'd scare everyone off. I'll give an example of my nephew. Yeah, my nephew was his father. Listen, I don't want to go too much. He was, as he was growing up, he was around a lot of bad stuff, and he didn't have his hair and stuff like that. And when he was 18, he started looking into Sikhi. Now, he went on his own journey. For years, he didn't have the dadi. He had a bit like Triller. He just started growing his dadi a bit, and he was going his, and slowly. Now he's a full Amrit Sikh. If people were saying to him at the time, "Oh, what are you doing? You need to do it now," you would have put him off. The point is, everybody has their own journey. Yeah, you need to do is to always look inside yourself first before you start judging the other Sikh. See what you're doing. Yeah. See what you're doing first. If you're going to wear, one of the problems is for me, when you have the uniform of the Khalsa and Guru Gobind Singh Ji, it is not a light thing. You shouldn't just wake up and say, I'm going to be no. When you make that decision, this is like with me. I've said to my mother, when I make the decision, it's not going to be a light decision. It's a life-changing decision because you then have to represent the Khalsa 24/7 and you've got to represent the Guru. And if you cannot do it, at this particular time, don't pretend you can do it because you're only going to disgrace the Sikh community. I've seen so many Sikhs with long beard, turbans, and I've seen them in clubs and all that, drinking, womanizing, all that kind of stuff. It was great. It was a good time. But when you're looking at Sikhs doing that, I'm like, dude, why have the dadi?
I disagree with that. I think at the same time, it's better to keep your uniform and sin in that regard. I mean, you shouldn't be deliberately trying to sin. But, to keep your uniform, it is our natural identity. Firstly, this is the way we should look. We should be keeping our hair, because it is there for a reason. Do you know what I mean, right? So for those people who want to keep their hair, I say, mate, that's good. And just try and sin less, because we should be. It is a mechanic to try and keep us humble and keep us on point. We shouldn't be trying to deviate too much from that.
That's okay. Is that didn't get me again. Even with Raindrop, they couldn't get me. Even with Rain, I'm too clever for you guys, man. He come in as Raindrop, thinking because I trust Raindrop. He thought I was going to just put him on and he's going to play porn or something. Yeah, nah, I'm too smart for you. I'm playing what? Chess or playing Connect 4. Yeah, I'm on a different board game from you. Get onto my board game and you might have to do something. Coming up the levels, man. That was up in the levels a bit because you almost got me. I was like, is it Raindrop? But I'm very cautious about it. Even if Flexi comes on, I'll blank the screen until I know Flexi speaks. Or I can see his image in the thingy. Now, like, for me, yeah, I kind of disagree with Triller on this, yeah, to the extent that I've seen so many times in my lifetime that I've seen Sikhs behave absolutely abysmally, totally against Sikhism and the Gurus. And they actually, when I see them, they're actually showing an image, yeah, of a Sikh in the worst possible light to the rest of the public, yeah. And so they're doing damage. Like when you're wearing the uniform of the Khalsa, I'm not saying you're going to be perfect, yeah, but you can't be going around freaking with vodka bottles, which I've seen, or freaking, walking around with cigarettes and shit.
No.
Yeah? I don't know, doing something like, doing the worst kind of bakwas. So you do have a limit. I'm not talking about when people come on there that you have like, I'm not saying you have to be a saint. Like I've seen some Sikhs here that are Khalsa.
You've seen baptized Sikhs, yeah, with bottles like that,
yeah,
and cigarettes baptized.
Yeah.
You have.
All right, so they look baptized in the sense that they got the
looks are different. Yeah, no, Lumbi doesn't mean nothing. That's nothing.
Look, I don't want to say too much, but I know people that have been baptized, and I've seen them do stuff. I've caught them. Yeah, I've caught them. Like I thought they were like proper good Sikhs here. They were like come around, and I know they're good Sikh. Yeah, I know they've had the Amrit. Then I've caught them. I'm like, dude, I've seen it. So I probably have had a different experience because I'm older than you guys. Like when I first, during the 80s and 90s, there was a massive problem. I don't know how bad it is now with alcoholism, with issues with Sikhs, kind of like, drinking too. I'm talking about everybody was drinking. I was one of the very few people that didn't drink in my time. Yeah, only till I was 22 that I started, and that was weird. Like people are like, oh, Raj doesn't drink and stuff like that. So hopefully that's better now. So
and I hold Amradaris to a higher caliber than any other human being. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry to say this, but if you're in the uniform of the Guru, act the part.
No, you have to. You have to. There's no question. The thing is, you're under a lot of scrutiny if you deviate like that, the way you describe drinking and smoking, right? For example, and indulging in other things, right? That is seriously, it's the biggest taboo you can do, being a, Amritdhari Sikh or baptized Sikh.
All right, so we have a VIP guest in the house, known as Z to the double E, otherwise known as, I got mates all over the mafia. She's like some Scarface here. So Zabida, we're talking about Sikhism. Yeah. Now, the political side, yes, I have got not far right, people in the right affiliations. Yes. To the people here, what do you feel about that?
I don't know what the question is.
Ask them how they feel about my. She's saying far right. I got no far right affiliations. You got far right affiliations.
Slander.
My particular political views, and stuff like that is not what we're talking about today. Today is a show about Sikhism. Yeah. Now you might be able to learn something today, Zabida, rather than coming on there, crying in the chat. Wah, wah. Just sit down and have a little listen to other Sikhs that are not me. Because the problem is, people seem to think, okay, I have to represent Sikhism because I'm one of the only kind of like Sikhs in Speaker's Corner, but I am obviously not the best representation of Sikhs. The same way, Zabida, you're a terrible representation of a Muslim. I'm a terrible representation of a Sikh. We both have a long way to go to become what we call the kind of like, the kind of poster child for our religion there. So let's both work on ourselves.
Why good?
What I'm going to do now is going to play the video, and I'll put the link in the chat after. But it's a video called what's it called again? What is Sikhism? Yeah. And out of all the videos I've watched, because I've been trying to find them, I found this the most condensed because it's only 20 minutes, and also the most informative for the amount of time it is, and humorous as well. Come on, man. Religion doesn't need to be boring. Come on, man. We don't have to be miserable. We're talking about religion. Don't smile. Don't smile. Don't smile. Don't smile. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Come on, man. You make God people put off from God when you're like that. You should be, man. Let me just
30-day free trial. Serves a free vegetarian 100.
Now, one of the let me just say something before I play, because I'm actually doing a project on the Langar service here, Langar, through artwork. Now, I don't want to say who the project is for because obviously people will try and disrupt it. I'm doing 2 drawings. One of them is going to be, because I believe that the Langar is one of the most beautiful. Langar is free food for the Sangat, for the people. Now, it doesn't matter if you're Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, atheist, Jedi, Smurf, God knows whatever you are, you will be fed in the Gurdwara, as long as you're not intoxicated. I think that is probably, for me, one of the most beautiful things, whenever I see that. And even now, I'm always like, wow, this is such an amazing thing to do, and so I'm going to be doing a project on that. 2 drawings. One drawing is going to be about the coronavirus and the Langar service. And I don't want to explain what that is. And the other one is the Kisan, which is the farmer situation, and the Langar. Because there's times in the Kisan, the protests with the farmers, where Sikhs are being beaten by the police, and then they were feeding the police. So, you can see how, from the outside, that's crazy. Like how can, you feed the people that are abusing you? But that's what Sikhism is about. Obviously we don't want to feed them too much because you don't want to give them too they're gonna be swinging that bat a bit too hard. So let me just the video, and we'll let it. And if you got a question, then or you want to say something, just tell me and I'll pause it.
To start your 30-day free trial. This is the Hari Mandir, the world's largest free kitchen. It serves free vegetarian food to about 100,000 people every day. It's also the holiest site in Sikhism, the 5th largest and youngest of the world religions. A religion that preaches about love, peace, and the equality of humankind, but also asks its followers to carry swords. So, who are the Sikhs? What do they believe? And why does everyone confuse them for Muslims? Well, let's find out. Sikhism originated in the Punjab area of India and Pakistan 500 years ago. The Punjab, the land of 5 rivers, is one of the most historically and culturally dense areas on earth. This was the home of one of the world's earliest civilizations, the Indus Valley Civilization. Persians, Greeks, Central Asians, Mughals, the British, and others have all invaded here. I meant Mughals.
Oh yes, everyone's gonna say blasphemy. Obviously the Mughals. Yeah, we don't say that.
Mughals invaded here. Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Jainism, and a handful of other faiths have all left their mark on the region. The diverse culture of the Punjab has heavily influenced the Sikhs. Today there are about 25 million Sikhs. They make up about 2% of India's population, but about 60% of the Punjabs. The Sikh diaspora is spread out across the world, with concentrations in the UK, Canada, the US, East Africa, Australia, and Malaysia. Sikhs, interestingly enough, make up about 1.5% of Canada's population, which is second only to India. The word Sikh means learner. Sikhs call their religion Sikhi, Gursikhi, and Gurmat. You can't really understand the Sikhs without understanding their relationship with gurus. The word guru means a teacher or spiritual guide. The guru teaches and the Sikh learns. The Sikhs follow the teachings of 10 succeeding gurus that have shaped Sikhism. The first and most important guru is Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism. Born in 1469 CE near what is today Lahore, Pakistan, Nanak was seen as special even as a child. As a baby, he was said to have had the laugh of an adult man. Here comes the bird. As a teenager, and Sufi Muslim preachers rather.
Did you want to hit the blasphemy? Now, I appreciate your thingy and Miraj Singh, but I think this video, if people are going to watch it, we need to go through the basics first, so people can understand a round view, because there's non-Sikhs in the chat here, obviously, including our VIP guest who boycotted me, called Zabida to the Zabuzi. Raindrop, it's probably not you. Give me 5 minutes and I'm thinking you need to send me a DM in the back chat if it's you, because I'm not going to let you on if you don't.
Raj, I'm going to drop out 5 minutes here. I'll be back, yeah?
Yeah. Go on.
Cool.
Just put it on. Go on, do your thing, man. Let me just play it.
In his own parents. As an adult, Nanak would settle in Sultanpur, where he worked for the government. The actions of his fellow government officials and the rich and powerful disgusted him, as they exploited ordinary working people, and he hated the caste divisions that he saw all around him. One day, while bathing in a river near Sultanpur, Nanak had a miraculous experience. He was swept up into God's court, where God spoke to him. Nanak reappeared 3 days later, declaring, "There is no Hindu and there is no Muslim. There was only God." This was a message inspired by his experience with God, one that spoke in favor of the equality of humankind and against caste, ethnic, and religious divisions. Nanak would later say, "Accept all humans as your equals and let them be your only sect." 9 human gurus followed Nanak, all preaching the same message of one God and the equality of humankind. 2 fundamental events that shaped Sikh history was the martyrdom of 2 gurus. The first was the 5th guru, Guru Arjan, who was roasted alive by the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. The next martyr will be the 9th guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur. He was beheaded by the Mughals while attempting to defend the religious rights of Hindus. His son, Guru Gobind Rai, the 10th and final human guru, started a new Sikh community called the Khalsa, and ended the line of human gurus by making the Guru Granth Sahib, the Sikh holy book, the last living guru. We'll take a closer look at both of these in a bit. So with that brief history out of the way, let's take a look at the core beliefs of Sikhism. 1. One God. The Sikh holy book, the Guru Granth Sahib's opening sentence is just 2 words. Ik Onkar. There is only one God. Nanak made sure it was clear that the focus was on one. Ik doesn't just mean one, it is literally the numeral 1. One God is by far the most important belief in Sikhism. This may not be the kind of God you're used to though. Sikhs believe in a formless, genderless, universal God beyond description. This God is all of reality and is within everything. They believe no idol or image could ever represent this being, so they use the sacred symbol of Ik Onkar to represent it instead. Many Sikhs refer to this one God by the name Waheguru, Wondrous Lord. Guru Nanak and his followers constantly emphasized that this one could be understood in many different ways. no
Hey,
religion.
Sadnam, brother, feel free to interject in anything that you see here, bro.
Vishnu,
It's great when
Allah,
Raj isn't here. Like, doesn't
Yahweh,
everyone love the fact that he's not
algorithm, or
talking?
any
What?
other name or belief. There was no need to fight
Or are
over
we on
whose
mute right
God
now?
was the true God,
Thank you,
as
Raj.
they were all the same.
No, you're not.
One.
If you want to pause it and just like go over it.
She doesn't care if you forgot to recycle.
No,
He
no,
doesn't
I don't.
care
But I
if you
was
left
just
your
trying to.
home shopping bag.
Onka Satguru Prasad. I just wanted to encourage Sadnam because I don't know how long we have you, G. And thank you for being here, by the way. I just, you know, if anything that you want to come in with, man, please.
Yeah. It's a great video. I like the simple sort of explanations of things and nice visuals. I sent you in the private chat a couple of Instagram videos that you had asked about.
Okay, all right. So let's have a look then.
The Golden Temple.
I'm not going to go through the whole video in one go because it's kind of split in two anyway. Let me get to 10 minutes and then it's kind of like a little bit. Oh yeah. Actually, I might play. All right, let me just play this next after thingy because that's actually a good. So let me just get through the thing and to dude, Raindrop, you need to DM me. You know the DM. Don't think I'm dumb. Come on, dude. Come on, the troll. You're not silly. Come on, up your game. Raindrop's got my DM. He could just DM me. Yeah, so don't worry about it. You're staying in the back chat till I get a DM, or that his actual account on here, which I've modded up, replies to me. You know, your little games are not going to work now. So let me get to 10 minutes. It's like 4 minutes more, and then I'll play your videos. Let me just get
1. Recognize all mankind, whether Muslim or Hindu, as one. The same God is the creator and nourisher of all. Recognize no distinctions among them. The temple and the mosque are the same, so are Hindu worship and Muslim prayer. Human beings are all one. Guru Gobind Singh. The lack of a gender for this one God means that there is no difference between men and women in Sikhism. Sikhism was among the first major world religions to make the radical suggestion that maybe, just maybe, women are people too. Women in Sikhism have fought battles, led religious services, and even acted as some of the longest reigning leaders of the entire community. Sikhism isn't based on doing things to get into some heaven or hell. Hell is just life on earth, which your soul is constantly reborn into after you die, which is pretty dark. You see, Sikhs believe in reincarnation and karma, similar to Buddhists, Hindus, and Jains. But Sikhs believe that karma is modified by God, as in, karma might decide what life you're born into, but God makes sure that anyone can become a good person in their lifetime if they try. The goal of Sikh life is to break free from the cycle of rebirth by merging your soul back into God's soul. One does this by realizing that you are already a part of God. You just need to let go of your ego. When your soul remerges back into God's, this is called...
I think ego, just to disrupt it, is probably the... one of the biggest kind of like what we call kind of like weaknesses of man.
Yeah, the 5 thieves, man.
Yeah, but I think ego is one of the biggest.
Ego is really like what we're advised to look at everything in our life. Really, we can't change anything outside of ourselves, but we can look at how we're being affected by either our own rage, our lust, our greed, our attachment, or conceited nature. And I mean that's really like the perfect prescription for really fixing oneself.
Yeah, I mean, we don't, like I said, I've said it before, we don't actually believe in a particular a devil, but the devil is within us in the sense that, I don't mean literally, we're not possessed, but it's your pride, your anger, your lust, greed, and attachment, which is kind of what's making you behave demonically. Do you understand? Like, whenever I'm shouting and stuff or going crazy, that is my anger and my ego, innit? And I know that. I just need to be able to control it. Obviously, with, with time, hopefully that will happen. So what do you like to think of the video? I mean, the video I think so far a pretty good one. I think it's nice. Or if you want to just say to somebody, because I want people to, like, if people ask about Sikhism, okay, just send this, because it describes even with vision.
Brother G, don't you think that this is it's a nice Irish kind of accent? It made me think of like the great Max Arthur McAuliffe and the way that like the sever that he did, that there seems to be like such a a beautiful like rhythm in the way that the speaker here is explaining Guruji. So the hardest one, of course.
Like I told you about that the Sri Guru Granth Sahib audiobook, and the narrator has like a sort of an urban American accent. His last name is like Rodriguez, and he's mispronouncing a lot of the words, and it's all, you know, the same teachings. It is interesting to hear from different people's perspectives and their kind of accents on it.
My pronunciations are so bad. Santia is one thing that I've got to get really into, and I know a lot of people pull cringe like faces when I try my best, but I mean, that's
Flexi, it's okay for you. People let it go, but when you're actually a Punjabi and your pronunciations are bad, like mine are sometimes, then it's a problem. People are like, "Oh my god," because obviously not all Sikhs Punjabi is great. Mine is pretty broken, but you know, obviously I can speak it, I can read it. I can read it as well. Pretty slow though. Can you put a link in the side chat, Satnam, about the audio? Because I want to listen to that and see.
Yes, it's called The Voice of the Prophets. It's actually. I was trying to figure out if it's the entire Sri Guru Granth Sahib that was about like 24 hours or so, and then I don't
think it could be, because I know they do a
3 days
unpart. It lasts 3 days. Yeah, so I understand
selected excerpts, because then there's a treatise on Jainism at the end too.
Yeah. So it's probably like 70, because it's like normally 65, 70 hours to read the whole Sri Guru Granth Sahib from one part to the end.
With it at speed read, you know, was it like chipmunks?
No.
So RS Sid, we got RS Sid as well in the chat. Let me just play a bit more. Raindrop. Obviously, I've got confirmation that the guy in the back chat is actually not Raindrop. He said, he said, so I was saying, I'm playing chess, you're playing Connect for Raindrop, then said the fake range, I'm using a PC to call you, bro. Can't see you. YouTube chat when using this. LOL, up your game for do. LOL, for do means idiot. And then he writes, Mr. Singh, run things. Booted. Yes, the Raj. Yes. They're going to up their game, man. So let me just play the rest of it.
Mukti, which is similar to Hinduism's moksha and means liberation. When you remerge, your soul is released from the cycle of rebirth and death and becomes infinite, timeless, and blissful. This is the closest thing Sikhs have to heaven. 2. Maya. Sikhs believe that God is and created reality. But we forget this because humans are distracted by illusion or Maya, which is anything that takes your mind off God. Maya keeps people trapped in the cycle of rebirth and death. Guru Nanak thought that Maya built a wall between people and God. The wall of Maya is built with the 5 thieves: lust, anger, greed, attachment, and pride. It is the duty of all Sikhs to avoid these thieves. The 5 thieves are caused by how mai, literally I, myself. How mai makes people say, I am this, I am that, and it separates you from others.
I mean, mine's pretty bad, but this guy really could have done with a bit of a direction.
Yeah, but I do like the fact. The reason why I think it's a great video is that it's got very simplistic kind of like descriptions of like how, because I've been trying to. One of the problems I've had is like when I'm trying to explain that, you know, we don't believe in a heaven like, you know, the Abrahamic faiths, and it's hard to explain what we mean because it sounds a bit boring. You know, oh, you're just going to merge back with God, but that is, you know, probably the most blissful thing, isn't it? You got no anger, no fear, no lust, no thingy. And so people find that boring. But I find it boring if I can have what I have on Earth up there. Like, I could just create it on Earth then, isn't it? In reality, if I had enough money and time.
So you're saying you don't want a river of wine then, yeah?
I don't, look, it's not that I don't. It sounds good, but I don't think, you know, that for eternity, if it's not satisfying on this Earth, I don't think having the same thing but in abundance is going to be satisfying there. I think what we see as like, you know, the afterlife is not going to be something that we can actually kind of like, it's not going to be comparable to anything on Earth. You understand?
Well, I'm 3 years now, and like life just keeps getting better and better. So I don't want any wine in this world or the next one. Thank you very much.
3 years, 8 years for myself. 8 years I stopped drinking, and it's the best decision I made. I've become more angry. I'm only joking. I've started drawing. I've become more focused. I'm even training now, and I feel a lot better. The training thing we'll talk about later on. Triller's back as well. Let me just thingy it. Triller stripping, man. Dude, this is a Sikh show. Come on, man. He thinks it's some kind of webcam shot.
Which blocks you from realizing your oneness with God. This ego causes people to live only for themselves, to spew negativity, and to crave power and wealth. Such a person is called Munmuk, facing towards desires. Guru Nanak saw the world's problems as the negative effects of ego. Hindu versus Muslim, Israeli versus Palestinian, sitting down wipers versus standing up wipers. All of these conflicts are caused by ego versus Palestinian, sitting down.
See, people are going to get upset about that now. Look. Come on, man.
Wipers versus standing up wipers. All of these conflicts are caused by ego and Maya. The Guru Granth Sahib said it is not religion or race, but it is wealth that divides brothers. But Guru Nanak thought that there was another direction people could face. By being a spiritual person, practicing compassion, truth, contentment, humility, and love, and meditating on God, you could instead become Gurmukh, facing towards the Guru. How does one become Gurmukh and egoless? Well, Sikhism offers a path to follow that can help, called the 3 pillars. Three pillars. The 3 pillars are 1. Nam Japo, which is meditation on God and the reciting and chanting of God's name. Way Guru. This is normally done in the morning and before bed. This isn't supposed to just be some mindless ritual either. Sikhs are supposed to genuinely reflect on the qualities of God as they do this. 2. Kirat Karni, working hard and making an honest living. Guru Nanak said, only he who earns his living by the sweat of his brow and shares his earnings with others has discovered the path of righteousness. 3. Wand Chakna. This is sharing the fruits of your labor with others, providing free food and donating to the community. The Sikh tradition of a communal meal or langar at the Gurdwaras is a part of Wand Chakna. The langar or communal free kitchen inside of a Sikh Gurdwara, which is their equivalent of a mosque or church, is open to all who visit, regardless of caste, faith, or gender. These serve vegetarian food to all, not because Sikhs have to be vegetarian, but simply because that means all people of all diets can partake. So if you want to taste typical Punjabi food, just go visit a Gurdwara. In Guru Nanak's time, the idea of different castes sitting together on the floor and eating side by side was a revolutionary act. Famously, the Mughal Emperor Akbar visited Guru Arjan, and the Guru would not meet with him until he partook in a langar, which the emperor did, sitting side by side with peasants. Guru Nanak claimed an enlightened person are those who view everyone equally, like the heir touching the king and beggar alike. Another vital part of Sikhism that isn't one of the 3 pillars is seva, which is selfless service. Through service to their community, Sikhs can become more humble and overcome their ego. Seva can include cleaning up the Gurdwara, preparing food, or cleaning dishes in the langar, or it can include volunteering, building things for your community, or subscribing and ringing the notification bell on educational YouTube channels.
Okay, everyone's going to go mad at that bit. Like, that's a good point now. Sadnam has put, I'm going to break it down because other bits a little bit different. We'll play it later if we've got time. But I think that's the kind of like the basics that I thought I'd get. Now, Sadnam has given me some links, so let me just share them of him going to the Golden Temple or Harmandir Sahib. We're going to see
do remember when we say Golden Temple, it's a British term that was created to take away the term Harmandir Sahib, which means house of God. It's Golden Temple and Harmandir Sahib are just totally different in that regard, you know.
I mean, the only reason I still use it is because it's become so embedded in people's heads that although
it's easier to explain,
because if I just say Harmandir Sahib, I always say the Golden Temple, which is the Harmandir Sahib.
Well, next time try and say House of God to someone and see what their reaction's like. They'll be like, "What? House of God?"
How do I put this full screen though?
Does it not?
Got no option there, man. That's not. Doesn't want to go full screen for some reason. So this is you in Harmandir Sahib, isn't it? Golden Temple. What year was that? That was.
I did 2 trips in 2016 and 2017.
Oh, look at that guitar! I'm going to play that one as well. Let's hear that.
Wagon. I've been to India many times, but never been to the Punjab.
You know what? Yeah, dude, we need to go. I need to go. Yeah, let's go, Flexi.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm planning on going.
Trilla, you down? All right, we're rolling.
You lot can stay at my house, man. You know what I mean?
Where?
No problem.
In Punjab?
Ludhiana.
I'm from Ludhiana.
I know. I heard. I remember you saying before. Yeah, bro. Trust me.
Yeah,
I got all the links out there, man. Don't worry, we're good.
Yeah. We need to go because I've been planning to go, but the problem is I've been waiting for my mum. Yeah, she's just too ill, man. I'm being honest with you. Like, if I keep on waiting, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be waiting forever. So I have to just make the choice now and go, okay, let's go with other people. The only problem I got, I think I might be arrested by the police.
No, they love you there. I heard that they love all the work that you're doing, man. Don't worry.
What? I'm gonna slap up Muddy and stuff. I think.
No, they know that's not true.
It's true. It's true. Don't say it's not true. I'm telling you. Like, if I see him, he's getting a slipper in his face. So
the thing is, there are a lot of people out there when it comes to political affiliations. They're very they don't like people talking bad about the politics, like Badal, for example, Modi, things like that. Even though people out there are very open in their own circles, it's just quite intimidating for them to hear it. People talk so brandishly about these people. They just find it quite.
Oh, from the UK. From the UK.
Well, yeah. I remember like when I was out there for a wedding, and I was just sitting there with a bunch of guys. They're all having a drink, and I was like, yeah, that Badal guy, he needs to go. And they were nobody's a fan of him. They all know he's a corrupt guy, but at the same time, they're like, who's this guy talking like he can do anything about it? You know what I mean?
Well, this is the problem. I mean, and one of the things I'm going to go back to Sadnan. Can you do me another link? Can you put a link for your YouTube? I want to hear some of your.
Brother, man, I'm an American citizen. Almost. I'm an American resident, and like things change a lot. There's a lot of stuff that's being said in the UK where basically you can't go about talking like that out here. It's not our place to be condemning one guy and like propping up another, like unless we're in that game really or some kind of expert. So like people constantly trying to give me get me to give it a political opinion on what's happening in the United States right now, and it's like I'm no expert, but I respect everyone having their freedom.
Well, we can talk about the fact that Badal has a monopoly on the transmission of the kirtan from the Golden Temple because he owns PTC Punjabi, and PTC Punjabi has exclusive rights to transmit the kirtan from the Golden Temple. So So my mum has to order PTC in order to watch it. But PTC also has a news channel, which is broadcasting propaganda straight after for Badal. And so we do have a right. Like, he's put his foot into this situation by monopolizing the transmission. Everyone should be able to watch the kirtan from the Golden Temple, and it shouldn't be owned by one channel and one person. So Badal, when I come there, we'll see what happens. So can everybody stop fighting in the chats though, because I'm trying to concentrate. I'm going to play some of Satnam Singh's music. I see the guitar. I always like, ding, 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 ding. I want to see. I think one of the instruments here that really has added to kirtan, I love the guitar in the kirtan. I don't know why. I just think it really adds another element. So in the past, they didn't actually used to use the vajja either, I don't think, did they? When they first did kirtan. So you can add extra instruments into it. So in the beginning, I think it was just a tapala and other stuff.
The Guru's even invented instruments, the towels. And how about you, Sadnam? Have you ever tried any traditional string instruments?
I'm trying to learn the sitar right now. I played a little bit last Friday in that event. Mostly I play guitar and flutes and gongs. I played a little santur, the hammer dulcimer, and drums, and guitar is like my main instrument, though. I play a lot of different things in my sound healing concerts, like that last link I just sent.
Well, that's really interesting because Trilla, he can also beat out a little tune as well, man. Like I hear his drumming is top notch.
Let me. Where's the link?
I'll scare all my neighbors with my singing.
Hey, like, and the cats. All right, so
who killed the cat? Trilla.
I see a couple. Let's have a look. You got a couple lines. You got some sings behind you.
All right.
Who, me?
Sadnam, I see you got some lines behind you. There was a few cats rolling around. Oh, nice. So what's that? That's Native American drumming, is it, bro?
Yeah, that's sort of a Native American style medicine song. I
can't hear it, Raj.
Oh, you can't hear it? All right. Let me just get the thing. Let me try it again. Everyone's going to go, for me!
And this was for a yoga class, was it? Or where are you here?
Yeah, that's in Yellow Springs at Mindfully Well Center. So we do like some gentle stretching in the beginning and then meditations. And then it's like a deep relaxation where people will lie down and it's streamed on Zoom. And they just relax while I play these different devotional songs from different cultures.
I like the guitar. I want to see the guitar bit. So let's have a look.
Here's the flute.
So is that traditional? Is that kirtan or because I'm obviously being ignorant, or is that actually some kind of because you're translating in English? Like, is it kirtan or is it something else?
That's like from the Native American sort of shamanic traditions.
Yeah.
On the guitar, I did the Hare Krishna mantra that is combined with Amazing Grace in this concert. I don't know what other songs.
So in your yoga class, you're free to just pull from any tradition. What's working right there and then?
Yeah, Kundalini classes in the Yogi Bhajan's tradition are, we just do Sikh mantras. We just do stuff from Kundalini tradition, but this isn't a Kundalini event. This is more cross-cultural, just kind of all.
Yeah. So the reason I'm asking, I just want to make it clear exactly what we're playing, and we're not endorsing or condemning anything. We're just playing a bit of his clip before everyone goes mad. Big up to Simon. Big up to Simon. Yeah, obviously he's in the chat. My gay friend, Simon. That's why everyone's angry, because he's my mate. He's a great guy, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'll trust him over most Sikhs that I've met as well. I know people are gonna go mad. He's a good guy, man. Just because he's gay, I don't have to freaking hate the man. I'll treat him as a human being. I'll treat him as he treats me. Obviously, a lot of people are going, "Oh, I'm supporting him and all that stuff." No, I'm not. I'm just treating him how I want to be treated, and he treats me good, so I treat him back good. All right.
There's the flute.
Yeah.
You do Japji in this one. I was really impressed that you have got Japji memorized, bro.
Yeah, and that's in the very beginning. I do.
Oh, is it? So let's get that bit then.
Uncomfortable. But, yeah, the very beginning. I start with the 25th Podi. Is our audio coming through?
See, I know there's going to be a lot of people going, Rod, you're promoting this. No, I'm just playing the video. It's interesting. There's certain things that I'm not going to say I agree or disagree. I don't think he's not killing anyone. Calm down, everybody, before they go mad.
Jap in Nam. I mean, that's one of the hukams, right? You know, what's wrong with Jap in Nam?
Yeah.
Can you hear this? Check it 1, 2. I do a translation of it and discuss it. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up.
So Kirtan and Kata.
Oh, big up, Shadi.
Condemn him.
Damn him.
That's all I need. So,
do you also practice Seva in your community?
With the 25th.
The language is Punjabi, but it's written in Gurmukhi. Young Rio. It's Punjabi, but written in Gurmukhi.
40 of the Japji.
Oh, let's listen.
But Bauta Karam Lakyana Jai. Bauta means abundant blessings. So the translation of this, since our topic tonight is giving and receiving love, a couple weeks ago on that Sunday, we were talking about gratitude, and that is in what you have. And now this is in how to have that, right? How to receive, and the way in which we receive, ironically, is in giving. The more you give, the more you receive. And so many great master yogis and gurus have said this. So I'll share a little bit of that wisdom, the translation of this 25th podi of the Japji of Guru Nanak.
Can I just say, how long is the because I don't want to cut you mid-sentence here, because if it's going on for, I mean, how long is the translation go on for? Is it like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Oh, less than 5 minutes, probably just like
a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll play it all the way through because we don't want to cut.
So let's all cover our heads.
Yeah, I got my head covered now.
His blessings are so abundant that there can be no written account of them. The great giver does not hold back anything. There are so many great heroic warriors begging at the door of the infinite Lord. So many contemplate and dwell upon him that they cannot be counted. So many waste away to death engaged in corruption. So many take and deny receiving. So many foolish consumers keep on consuming. So many endure distress, deprivation, and constant abuse. Even these are your gifts, O great giver. Okay. I like how there's a comment about consumerism in this wisdom devotional song of the soul from 500 years ago. Guru Nanak, I believe, was born in 1492, which we also know, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
1469. Sorry, I had to think it. 14.
Those mnemonic devices just still going strong from 3rd grade. That was actually a big shift every 500 years, according to the South American shamanic prophecy. There's a shift between the eagle and the condor, and the eagle is like the Western culture. The eagle, strikes, and it's a hunter. It's very fierce, and it sees and strikes. And the South American culture of the shamans of the Andes is the condor, which is not a hunter. It's like a scavenger. It recycles what is dead back into life. So it's sort of more of a gentle, soaring bird that's recycling the dead back into life rather than killing, taking life and making it go to death as the eagle does. And what happened in about the year 1492, the Western world came in and started taking over the North America, the world of the natives, and there was the switch in this sort of spiraling, yin-yang dance between the eagle and the condor. And if you can do the math, 500 years later was the year 2000. So now we're at that point where the eagle and condor shift again, which doesn't really bode well for America, but you can kind of see, maybe the fall of Rome situation happening here.
Can I forward it?
Sorry?
Can I forward it now? Because I just it cut out for a minute. Can I forward it, or is you? So how long did we go for? 5 minutes? Are you still mid explanation?
No, that's about it for that part.
Right. Let me go to. Obviously, I want to see your guitar.
Guitar plays. Yeah, keep going. Okay. I played guitar a couple of times.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, that's lovely, man, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just learning.
Mm.
I'm using a looping station, so I'll do vocalization, mantra, and then play all these instruments, and it looped, it keeps layering.
Oh, right. So you're like one of the, I forgot what it is. I've seen it before, but with mainstream kind of artists.
Yeah.
They'll sing a bit, then they'll loop it. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to do a discussion about, what instruments can you use for kirtan? Like, is there a restriction or not? I don't think there is. Can anyone put in the chat? Is there a restriction on having certain instruments? Because I've not heard it. Like I said, the vajja, which is obviously, what do they call it in English? The vajja is what is it? What do they call a vajja in English?
What do you call it?
harmonium. Yeah, so that originally was not part of, you know, the kirtan for, you know, the beginning. So, Flexi, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, dude.
Sorry, brother. I was just talking about the vajra, and I was saying, yeah, the harmonium. It's an Austrian instrument, and everybody associates it with kirtan, but it actually doesn't have the full range of raga that is available with string instruments. You can't bend a note, apparently. I'm not a musician, so I don't really know, but I know that the difference in resonance when I'm standing, you know, I'm sitting just a couple feet away from a vajra of harmonium, or any towels or incredible any string instrument, it has a complete different effect.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I didn't actually realize that. I mean, I know it sounds a bit silly now, but the vajra was not actually played during, you know, like the Guru Nanak Dev Ji's times and stuff like that, because it came into India later on from the Europeans, the harmonium and stuff. So I don't think...
what I really don't like as well is when you see some of the Westerners and they're all like pumping on it and like kind of like, it's like, hey, can you have a bit of decency? You're in Godwara here right now.
Yeah, calm down. It's not some rave or something. Yes.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you're into it, you know, just say if you see somebody who's just completely in the moment, just in a trance, you could say, you know, and they're just going, you know what I mean? They're just doing whatever. Yeah, but at the same time, when you're sitting down for a long time, you know, your body gets a bit stiff, and it's good to move. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say it's completely bad to move a little bit.
Like, I think that, you know, the difference is night and day, really, when you can see that somebody is actually Nama's descended and somebody who's given a show, is what I'm saying.
So I'll tell you when I found out, because I was doing this drawing, obviously, for the 550th anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and I did we'd say 4 Adasis where he traveled around the world. And I was doing this picture below here, and I was like, okay, who was playing the vajra? Because I knew they had the sitar and all that kind of stuff. And it's only then that I realized, okay, the vajra, because it's so synonymous with Indian kind of... where you say even like, you know, Sikhism and stuff like that, that I assumed that it had always been there from that time. So the kirtan must have sounded quite different then. So I think there is a permissibility then that you can use well, there 100% is. Like if you want to use a guitar and all that, it's whether it complements the thingy. So obviously I'm promoting my art as well. Yes, like I said, obviously the 5 Adasis. So this is him traveling around Guru Nanak Dev Ji with his companions, Bhamradana and Balla. So yeah, so let me get back to the video. I think some instruments don't complement kirtan. I can't remember what it was, man. I need to look at the video, but it sounded out of place. But I think the guitar is my new favorite. Is my new favorite kind of like addition. Whenever I hear kirtan with the guitar, I just, you know, I just think it sounds so much better. Let me just play this again.
I love a bit of flute as well.
Yeah, I mean, a flute would be amazing. Yeah, I think a flute in a kind of a room which has got a lot of what's it called? You know, when the sound bounces. What's that word?
Echo.
Yeah, so the sound kind of bounces about and stuff. I think a flute would sound amazing with kirtan in there. Let me just play it.
There's some guitar.
Yeah. The guitar.
Hey, nothing's better than a good singing voice, though. A good voice.
Yeah, of course. Everything. Yeah, of course. Man. See, the thing is, yeah, like when you're playing this, yeah, although you're singing Hare Krishna, I'm saying Waheguru.
Waheguru.
So the fact that, you know, we're like people get too fixated. Like the music can kind of get you into the trance. I was just sitting there going, well, my own way. Well, you're saying Hare Krishna. So although I don't want people to kind of Raj is a Hare Krishna follower and stuff like that. But it's the fact that you're meditating. Yeah. So you can use your own word in your own head or do it accordingly. So
can't you do that? Can't you do that with loads of different other musics? You can do that with anything, then, right? You can say Waheguru over literally pretty much anything. You can adapt it. You can edit it yourself. You can.
I don't think a Nicki Minaj song is going to be.
Maybe an instrumental. Maybe the instrumental version of Nicki Minaj song. You can do Waheguru.
Of course, I'm talking about it has to be. It can't have none of bad lyrics. Like you have some Punjabi songs and stuff. It has a lot about alcohol.
No, man, that's terrible.
I'm saying that the actual instruments in there, like sometimes.
Well, what used to get me a lot when I was a lad? I used to live in central London, and the Hare Krishnas would constantly come up on me. And I never really got into much of the Krishna consciousness, but the way that they would just promote Naam, there were some times where I'd been dumped by a girl. I'm sitting in Soho, and next thing you know, a load of Krishna consciousness devotees would just surround me, and they'll force me, just lead me into jumping the name of Krishnaji. And then leave, and it just it feels so happy. I mean, what a seva! And then also, I used to live in Peckham, and the Rastafaris, the truth that came from Rastaman who come in and get me to recite the name of the king. Selassie is a powerful jap. Christji, Waheguru. It's Ram Rahim Parankaran Enikahi Par Ekana Manual.
This is one of. Yeah, this is the lady. Let me just obviously let me play a little bit of this, but is this the lady that actually got me kind of really into the kind of the guitar instruments in kirtan and stuff? Like I hadn't heard it before, but I heard a lot. I can't remember if I heard a live. Yeah, I think it was at because there's nothing like when you hear it live though. You understand? When you hear it on here, it sounds nice, but live it just adds a lot more. I think it was at City Hall. Obviously, as I'm a well-known artist, I was invited to exhibit at City Hall. For a month, yes, me, little old me. What can I say?
Who's the lady? Was that Kirtan?
What's her name? Taran Kaur.
Okay.
I'll play it in a second. Let's just do a bit more of a little old Satnam. Have you got any with you singing to Waheguru or anything like that you can give?
How about we ask Brother G? Would you like to lead us? Waheguru.
Why do you get the guitar out, man?
There's my guitar.
No, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now I need to get the screen. Get your guitar. Let's do a live one, man. Let's have it. I'm going to be honest. I am going to be singing Waheguru. I'm going to be doing Waheguru, but I like to have it. I don't think it's bad to have a bit of fun. So I might just start doing that. I'm not mocking it, but I just don't know why when someone's playing the guitar.
Just
do Waheguru.
Yeah, ask him to do a Waheguru Simran. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So we're going to do a Waheguru Simran. We'll save for. I don't want it to go for 50 years. I think Flex is going to some trance and Flex.
Bro, I did get up very early this morning to do Sever at 2 different God Warriors, and I sent you a clip.
Oh yeah, I'm going to play later. So. we'll say for, let me give a time limit. It's 8:25 on my thingy. We'll do 5 minutes. Yeah. So when it's 9 o'clock, 8:30. It's 8:30. Wow, we've been going for ages, man. Big up to everybody, man. I didn't even realize we're having fun, man. This is the thing, when you're having fun, time just flies. So, all right, go on. So we'd say Waheguru. So Waheguru is just the word that the Sikhs use for God. You can say Allah, you can say God, you can say Krishna or whatever. We're going to use the word Waheguru for it. So big up to it. Go on.
I used to do one of Sanadam's Waheguru, 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 and I haven't played it in a while. I don't know if I remember it. There's a Mool mantra also by Sanadam Kaur that is one of my favorite songs.
We'll keep it to Waheguru though for this one. Keep it very simple because I want people to have to join in. So just say Waheguru. You know, like you was doing the Krishna one. Just do it Waheguru. And in the future, if you come back, we can kind of elaborate it because people are not going to be able to follow it otherwise.
Yeah, I just haven't played that one in a while. It's going to take.
Come on, you can do it, man. You can do it.
Wing it, wing it, man.
Man.
You play the music. You play the music, and I'll sing, mate. I'll leave it.
You play the music,
brother. Yeah.
And I ain't the expert. I'm gonna scare more of your viewers.
Go on, Triller. Come on, Triller, man. Come on, Triller.
Well, play the music, and we'll see what I can do. Come, bit of fun.
God and Guru willing, this may come out okay.
Go for it.
So it goes, Waheguru,
Waheguru,
Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru,
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
You know what? That was exactly 5 minutes. Big up to everybody, man. And you know what? It does make a bit of a difference having a Sangha kind of, because I'm quite an introverted person. I know people say I'm extroverted, but I'm not. I like to be by myself. So I do think I need to start going to a Gurdwara with a more kind of like listen to kirtan there. Unfortunately, my local one, I don't like most of them. So I've got a bit of a problem down there. So I'll have to go to a nearer one. Big up to Satnam with that, man. I really appreciate that. I think you said you had a video of you said you got a video of something in the back chat they want me to play.
Hey, brother, man, I sent you a video this morning. I went to Dublin.
Oh yeah,
and Gyani Jinder Singh at Gurdwara Darbar Powell gave us a nice ardas, and then at the main Gurdwara in Columbus, Nishan Sahab Seva. It was Nishan Sahab was it was great to be involved.
Giving, receiving, love, meditate. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. Raj, no, I think this might be one. Artist, is it? Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh, you got my name in there. All right. Well, so where is this? This is in the States?
This is in Dublin, Ohio. Powell, Gyani Jinder Singh Ji.
Okay, I didn't know that. Who's there, right?
We feel that God has given us a great work to do.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
वार्षिक भगवती जी की पातशाही दर्शन भगवती सिमर के गुरु नानक देव आए फिर अंगद गुरु के अमरदास रामदास हुए सहाय अर्जन हरगोबिंद ਨੂੰ ਸਿਮਰੋ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਆਈਏ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਸਿੱਧ ਜਾਏ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿਮਰਿਆ ਕਾਰੇ ਨੌਨੇ ਦੇ ਆਵੇ ਧਾਏ ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਏ ਦਸਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहब जी सब थाई होए सहाय दसां पातशाहियां दी आत्मक स्वरूप जोत श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी के पाठ दर्शन दीदार दा ध्यान करके बोलो जी
वाहेगुरु
हे निमाणियां दे मान निताणियां दे तान नियोटियां दी ओट ने आसियां दे आसरे हे सच्चे पिता कल युग दे अवतार श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज आप जी दे हजूर आप जी दे दर घर दे प्रीतवान आप जी दे हजूर दे विच सच्चे पातशाह अपने मित्र राज सिंह टटल वास्ते अरदास करदे हम सच्चे पातशाह जीओ आप जी दे चरना दे पास चरना ते टह के अरदास नट मस्तक होके अरदास सच्चे पातशाह जी आप जी अपने सेवक राज सिंह टटल नू बल बुद्धि शक्ति दिओ सच्चे पातशाह मेहर करो हर औकड़ नू लड़न दी शक्ति बख्शो सच्चे पातशाह जी मेहरां दे दान बख्शो हर जगह सुरक्षा बख्शो हर पासे हर मैदान फतेह करो बच्चे नू आप जी दा सहारा और आप जी दे आशीर्वाद दी जरूरत है सच्चे पातशाह आप कृपा करो मेहर करो हर औकड़ को बचा के रखो हर मैदान हर दीवान फतेह करो वाहिगुरु जी का
खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह सोनिया सत श्री अकाल. That's so nice of you, man. So
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.
Yeah, so people don't understand. He basically got someone to do like they were doing the part and somebody put my name into kind of give me blessings and stuff. So big up to Flexi, man. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna have to do it back. So big up to you. I actually giggled a bit, out of nervous. So sorry, I apologize, man, if I giggled. I'm a bit inappropriate like that. So a lot of people are asking, should you stand up? If you're in the Gurdwara, you must stand up and do the mutta when they kind of go through the different parts of the part. You should, in reality, I should have stood up, but unfortunately, because we're kind of lazy and we're in this only person that really, we give him A grade. Is Flexi. I'm sorry, Sadnam.
No, Mahadasa de Cooper. Being a Sevadar is an honor, and it works. Seva works. Charity works. Simran works. You don't have to believe.
Yeah, I mean, even if you want to, this is a bit controversial. Even if you think it's just going to help you to focus and stuff, like some people that I believe in the creator. So when I'm doing it, obviously I've got my own reasons for doing it. But some people could just meditate for the sake of kind of like keeping themselves calm and stuff. And even exercise, I have to say, obviously I'm exercising. I think exercise is another component that, since I started jogging and stuff like that and exercising and stuff, I feel much more fresh. I'm going to sleep better. I'm waking up more normal times. I feel more kind of like, more pumped up. And obviously, that I think that's that's something that's interesting to go over. Like, Sikhism does, or Sikhs are supposed to, in my opinion, if you're part of the Khalsa, you must be able to kind of like, you must be always ready to be able to defend the weak. And you can't do that if you're fat and unwell, and out of shape. You probably do more harm than good. You're not trying to help.
The other thing as well is like, depression, stress, anxiety, all these things are big components in people's lives nowadays, right? That they have to manage and deal with, right? And it's like, just physical exercise, even just having a good daily routine, that's a massive thing, because a lot of people that are depressed, for example, will struggle to even just get out of bed, just getting things done. That's an amazing achievement right there for those kind of.
I'm very open about my struggles. Like, I used to drink a lot. Obviously, it's about me now, but I've gone through it, so I can show you a positive note. Like, certain times you have to hit rock bottom to realize that, okay, do you want to go forwards or you don't? And once you've decided to go forward, you've got to live your life, and you've got to do things for the best.
I mean, I'll share something personal with you guys. So, like, I struggled with depression, probably a lot of my life, but mostly of the last 3 years, especially. Like, I went through a divorce, and yeah, no, it's fine, and it's just part of my journey, bro. You know what I mean? And end of the day, like, it was a struggle for me to just get out of bed, and to just see the positive things in life, and I had to do whatever I need to do to sort of just get myself out of that hole without trying to dig myself into a deeper hole, and things like meditation and prayer did help me a lot. Exercise did help me. I haven't been fluent and in it, but at the same time I've been trying to do my bit. And every day I get, like, listen to people like Jordan Peterson, for example. He would just say things like, clean your room, clean your room.
Make it if
you want to make the world a better place, start with your room, And honestly, little things like that, they made a huge difference to me. And just generally speaking, I knew time is a wicked healer. Time's always the best healer out there as well. So that helps. But meditation, see, the thing with that is, right, it's and listening to prayer, things like that, it's a way to wash our mind. You know what I mean? It's like we have a bath to wash our bodies, right? To wash the mind, to cleanse the soul, you need to, listen to some kind of some sort of prayer kind of mantra, or what I mean? Some sort
of, I love the way Maliki puts it, like in Japji, what's it? If you want to wash your mind like you wash your clothes, use the water of the name of the true king.
That's it.
I mean, the thing is, the depression is, so big up to Triller for being so open, because one of the issues I've had with, like, the problem with men, and this is kind of like, look, I know this is going a little bit off Sikhi, but it is about Sikhism as well, because you can use certain things about your own faith, whether you're Sikh, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, that can kind of help you get over depression and stuff. And so it hits everybody, no matter who you are. Yeah, and I actually believe, and this is quite, I don't think it's controversial, but I think depression is normal, and you need to understand that you're going to have times in your life where things are very tough, and you're a human being. And everybody is going to go through that struggle. Now, the problem is some people think it's never going to end. And I've been through that at one point. But it doesn't. Yeah, what you have to do is just to persevere and just try and find things that you love to do. Like, I stopped drinking and started drawing. And I was lucky that Waigu has given me that gift, that I've got something that I can concentrate on and just like get away from the world. But other people haven't. But you can find something that you can use to push you through that. If that's religion, fair enough. If it's something else like music or this, that's a good way to do it, man. So big up for Triller for sharing that, man.
Yes, man. Congratulations.
Yeah. What I want to do is I'll go for another 20 minutes. I think not ending the show at a 3-hour mark. I made a mistake last time. I allowed the show to continue. Then you got a good show with a 40-minute complete garbage. And I've had to now trim it, and I'm trying to put it up there, taking a bit of time. So what I want to do with this, rather than it turning into something silly, let's keep it nice and concise, but we can do it more regularly. I'd like Sadnam to come back on. if he ever wants to join us. I think, I would. One of the problems when I listen back, because of a mic, some of it was cutting out. What I would like is, could you do a video whenever you're free of just doing Waiguru by yourself, and just record it so we got a good thing, and then we can all just go by that rather than you doing it live, because we can hear it properly.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of go through that, and obviously other people can kind of join in, because it was cutting out bits and pieces. I'm going to quickly just play a video of this other lady, Taran Kaur. What is her name? Let's have a look. Where is it? Satguru. Okay, I think is this it? No, this. Okay. Oh yeah, it's Taran Kaur. Yeah, there you go. So this is the lady that I think I heard live. I think, and I've always liked her particular.
सतगुर नानक हर गटिया मिट्टी धुंध जग चानन हुआ सतगुर नानक हर गटिया मिट्टी धुंध जग चानन हुआ जो कर सूरज निकलिया तारे छपे अंधेर पलोआ.
So obviously we'll play that next time in the future. But
honestly, Raj, she's got an amazing voice, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that one's a bit hard to learn to sing along with. Let me give you one to have a look at. Type in Bhai Hajara Singh. He's got an amazing voice. Bhai Hajara Singh, Tan Guru Nanak. Yeah, that is quite repetitive, right? It's easy to remember, and that one works for me a lot. There are lots of it. There are a few that he does, but that one.
What's the name of it? What's the name of the actual?
It's like Tanna Guru Nanak. You'll see a picture of Guru Nanak in like a blue background, I think. Have a look.
Oh yeah.
Bhai Hajara Singh. Yeah, this guy is a phenomenal singer, honestly.
Tanna Guru Nanak. Okay.
Especially on his live kirtans. Oh my! When they record his live ones, oh my lord.
Should I do a live one, or should I do the pre-recorded?
No. Try the Tanna Guru Nanak one. That's easy to remember, but. There is one that I remember that for me is just phenomenal, but I can't remember it from the top of my head. It says like Raj Junna, something like that. I forgot the name, but he's sitting with a group, and that's a pretty good one. This one's quite easy to remember.
Obviously, I can't play the whole thing. So.
Yeah. Just a little intro.
Vaheguru Vaheguru Vaheguru. Everyone together. Tan Guru Nanak.
Oh, he's got a lovely voice. Yeah.
Tan Guru Nanak. 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 Together. Tan Guru Nanak. 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 Vaheguru Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru,
Pan Guruji.
Should I just play the full thing if you want, or do you think it's 13? Because I think
No. Let's just have a little chat. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to show you guys. You know what I mean about it. But at the same time, bro, this is why. You see, like how important it is, right, to have good singers. You know, like you know, doing these kind of things, right? So it's really important for us to encourage our youth, you know, to sort of be practicing, you know, our musical instruments, and to even be like learning how to make music that incorporates a lot more, like, you know, computer stuff. You know, you know what I mean? Like, so it's the thing is, like, there's no limit, bro, in terms of how we can praise God and how we can sing to God. You know, there really is no limit, and we're only limited to our own ambition, you know. So we got to be brave enough, and at the same time, we got to encourage enough of our youth to be, you know, more singing these kind of things more than say, you know what I mean, being the next Nicki Minaj or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like the next pop star. Even though, you know, if they want to be a pop star, that's all good too, you know. But the thing is, it's like, this is a really fundamental key thing that I find, that because our community does have really good singers, but we got to bring them out. And we got to get our committees to endorse it and be behind it.
I'm being told in the chat that my voice is like an angel. I'm an unfound talent that needs to start spreading my wings around the UK. Okay, guys, you love my voice? No, but check it.
You know what I'm really getting into these days is Chronix and Lila Ike and Janine and like all of the amazing kids that are coming out of Jamaica these days. Like for me, Chronix is like, you know, he's really tapped into some truth there, man. And like, you know, that track I was listening to this morning, like before I left, you know, if your heart's clean like a whistle, you know, even the ones with the dirty hearts still got faith in you. So like, you know, that's
yeah, I mean, even other tracks here that are like, you know, like some people might say, oh, well, these aren't, but they resonate. Like some of the tracks, I've heard one about, I can't remember what his name was, about depression. I forgot what his name, man. I've got to get the name of the guy. But I was listening to that track and I was like, all right, this is not Bart, obviously, but it is beneficial because it actually kind of like made my mind think about certain things. So,
you gotta such, hey, be such, Nanaka Hosi be such. So like the truth is outside of time. And if it's going to come in via a kid that's not even born yet, or thousands of years ago via Hare Krishna mantra, you know, the truth is the truth.
Obviously, we don't want stuff like bubble butts and all that kind. We want like constructive. So some of these tracks that I've heard here, like obviously they're not religious tracks, but they have truth in them as well about, you know, how to deal with things or their own struggles and stuff. Now, Satnam Singh, I'm going to end in like 10 minutes. We'll give the 10 minutes to Satnam Singh. Let's make him so special. Pat him on the head, everyone.
Bro, can I just say one thing though? Yeah, like one time I went to a Pentecostal church, right? I was walking down the road, you know, down the high street, and I was just invited into this one place, right? Wow. And it doesn't look like a church; it just looks like a normal building, right? And in the room they had like, you know what I mean? It was just a, you know, church kind of music, you know, and they're all singing along and everything else. And honest to God, I was so moved, right? How their sangat, right? Their community was just singing all together. You know, singing the praises of God, right? And I was just like, wow, this is so powerful. You know what I mean?
Brother G, Pentecostals out here, trust me, they will bring snakes into the sangat with them, and will. That's why some people call them snake handlers. That they will literally, they'll jump nam and improve like the effects of you know.
Okay. Yeah, it's not too dissimilar though from gospel music, you know, because I got a gospel church just near my house as well. But and so when I'm listening, I'm not an expert on Christianity, by the way, right? But I'm only going by what I know, and I can just see the similarities. You know what I mean? Like between Christianity and Sikhism, you know, in terms of the way we sing. You know what I mean? To God and praise God,
and
all do it together.
And charity. You know, like I really feel that like if I hadn't have come up through the Irish Roman Catholic Church and then spent time with Rastafari and Hindus and Buddhists and New Age, that really I wouldn't have found Sikhi. And you know what I mean, or all respects due to the truth, but Sikhi is has been everything I've been looking for, and I'm so blessed, Maharaja de Kripa, to find this way.
Oh, your pronunciation. Oh, raindrops here, so I'm going to keep it open for another 20 minutes rather than 10. Obviously, raindrop is. I think Triller might be a co-host soon as well. He might get to
VR. Man.
I don't know. We'd have to see it, man. But he's doing a good job, man. So big up to Triller, man. Let me get Raindrop on. He's one of the Americans as well, so he can speak to Satnam Singh. Is that you, Raindrop? Is that real Raindrop? Raindrop.
Can you hear me, buddy? Sat Shri Akal.
Oh, Sat Shri Akal ji. Can talk.
Sat Shri Akal, video bullet. Only out. Sat Shri Akal. How are you?
You sound different.
Yeah, I know. I had a cold.
Write something in my DM for a second. Is that you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely him, man. That's
man, of course. Why good did you come? Good to see you, Raindrop G. Welcome, man. What are you doing?
There's been. Can I just explain why? Because there's been a lot of fake raindrops jumping.
Yeah, no. I was hearing it on the back. I had to drive, bro, and I was like hearing this. I was like, shit, there's a fake ass raindrop running around. Oh man,
raindrop, man.
Sat Shri Akal, Sat Shri Akal, Triller, big up.
Yes, I'll let you kind of like, obviously I've said you're one of the I'm going to get Triller as a co-host as well now. There's 4 of us.
No, I actually want you to share this. I don't know if you could. I think you could play it. It's not like copyrighted. It's this one. This Shabad Kirtan is from the Dasam Granth. It's the Jagardhan Nagardhan. So if anytime I'm in a funk or something, I play this and my spirits just slip. It's really good.
Hear us.
Yeah.
I've got quite a good question for someone. So before I play that, let me ask both this question to obviously Satnam. And people can say, he's not Sikh! Dude, I've not seen anything yet.
Well, you see, just to like, let's get back to the onomatopoeia question. Okay. As in like splunk is the sound of it, and also is like the descriptive. The onomatopoeia that Guruji uses in Dasambani Ji here is the sound of battle. And like seriously, so that's why Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is Jagat Guru for all of humanity. Dasambani is for the Khalsa, and it brings an energy that is quite unlike anything that I've experienced before. And just by listening to that Bani, it is Raj, it's what you should be like your rhythms. Like it's all in there, man. Just the video, it's in the Shabad there.
Right. So what was the thing you wanted to play, Raindrop? How you been though? Because you sound like you're under the weather, man.
No, I just had a cold. It was not the corona, so I'm happy I didn't get sick with the corona. But I don't know. It was just a little.
Let's not talk about them. Let's not talk about American politics at the moment.
Oh man, that's
another show. Things are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Where's the link?
Play this. Yeah, play that. I just love this one. It gives me the spirit, But man, I love the conversation. I love Satnam Singh Baji or music. The Native American shamanistic influence is amazing. It's I'm very happy hearing it. And I think as Sikhs, we have to be more open-minded and not, just do takfir or like, blasphemy, or what did he call it in Christianity? Excommunication.
Excommunicate Bedwi or
Bedwi. We don't want to get Talibanized, as a community. We're a Big Ten. Sikhi is a Big Ten. As long as people believe in the main tenets, you're good. You're good to go.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that's what I was saying about the instruments. That nowadays, even somebody I knew said, "Oh, you can't play the guitar," but I'm like, "Hold on, the vajja didn't get introduced until the 1800s or so."
Yeah, from Austria. Yeah, no, there's no harder class.
So because I never knew that myself until I did the drawing of the Dassis, how late the vajja come in. Now the vajja is so instrumental in kirtan, like most people don't hear kirtan without the vajja, but at one point during the Guru's times there was no vajja there. They were just doing tapale and stuff like that, and so new instruments will come, and as long as it complements, and I think guitar, ding, 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 I love the guitar. I think that's one of my favorite new additions to kirtan.
It's not just new instruments. It's like even Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, right? We need to incorporate new weapons, and so it's all about. That's why I asked the question about being progressive, right? Because we are meant to move forward. The better the weapons are, we need to learn how to utilize that. Please, the same with musical instruments,
So if you don't mind, can I just say that I've seen some recent videos, not naming any names, where people that are in the Bani of Guru Gobind Singh Ji waving modern Shastra with the finger on the trigger, muzzling their homies more than once, and that just is apparent to Stevie Wonder that the fella has not had a single firearms training class. The first thing that we learn in a firearms class is you treat every firearm like it's loaded at all times, even if it's not, and you don't point it at anything unless you want to destroy it. So what are we teaching people here in this example? Like, if we're disrespectful with a knife, we cut ourselves, or even worse, we cut someone else. So like this respect that should be shown to a 9mm heater or a kirtan is exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like I've seen some videos. They go, most people in the UK have never really held a gun, so when they're holding it, they're probably holding it in a way that they think's in Hollywood movies. Obviously, yeah, that's not the way. Let me just play this then. I haven't heard it, so everyone's asking for me to do the guitar again, air guitar. I don't know what's going on there, but big up to Sam, man. Let me play it. I actually haven't heard it.
ਇਹ ਸ਼ਬਦ 20 ਦਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਤਰਾਨੇ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਕਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਚਾਰਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਉਸਤਾਦਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਫੇਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। Chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag, chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag, chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag, chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag, chagurdam gaji maha gaje gaje, chagurdam gaji maha gaje gaje, chagurdam gaji maha gaje gaje, chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag, chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag, chagurdam gaji maha gaje gaje, chagurdam gaji maha gaje gaje, chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag. Chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag, chagurdam nagurdam bagurdam bag. Chagurdam kati katari kadatam, chagurdam kati katari kadatam.
So what we need to, because I can't play the whole thing because obviously I need to shut the door, but what we should do in a future show is to go through the weaponry and why certain weapons or what you call
you can see the cutter. You can see the cutter in there.
Yeah. So yesterday I did blasphemy because I had this out.
That was just not
blasphemy. You hold it wrong. Blasphemy. And so I was obviously everyone. So obviously this is a kind of like a we call it, what's it?
A punch dagger.
Yeah, it's called is it katara? I can't remember the exact name of it.
Yeah,
so this actually, the history of this isn't just for Sikhs. I mean, it's been used in India for a long time, but the Sikhs kind of adapted it. For
the wonderful thing about the way the Singhs used to use it is they'd hold a shield and then hold the punch dagger in their arm. So they'd have the defensive and the Shastra, but also have so it was a...
I know people don't believe this, but I actually did Gutka for a whole year. Like 1 year. And I wasn't good, but I wasn't terrible. Like I could hold this. You used to do sparring and stuff, so I'm used to holding certain things here. It's only when you come to the swords, I was like, I need to keep my hand. This hand needs to work. And the reason I started because one of the guys when they're doing the Gutka, Gutka is a Sikh martial arts. He hit the sword on his arm, and it literally although it was quite blunt, it actually cut through and broke the bone as well. Because the problem is when it's so hard, it can still break bones. So I was like, dude, I'm out. That was the time I was like, I'm out, man, because I know
pull your punches.
I can't do nothing. So, is there anything you want to ask Satnam Singh? So, I'll leave the show for another 10 minutes, and then you kind of have a little chat with Satnam Raindrop, your American bra.
I also have to cut out quite soon too, bro.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate different perspectives. I think they're welcome. I think last time when the anti-WHO people came on, I was trying to give a summary of how in Sikhi how we formed the Tat Khalsa and the SGPC. And before that, before 1870, before the Singh Sahaba movement came, we had basically three groups. And this not only affected the Sikhs, this affected the Hindus, this affected Muslims, because each religion had this type of reform movement happening to kind of define their identity. So the Sikhs, around, I think it was 1870.
Raindrop, I don't want to have to think about it.
We went through this last week, right?
Okay,
yeah, we went through this last week.
What I want you to do is maybe have a conversation with Satnam.
I got a question for Satnam, yeah? How much controversy have you encountered throughout your life whilst you've been practicing the things that you've been practicing? You know, the music, the yoga, and all that stuff. Like how many people have told you, you know, to your face or whatever, you know, messaging, whatever. What kind of problems have you had with the community?
Not a whole lot. For the most part, people have been open-minded and supportive, but I'm kind of like an old soul that, you know, even from the time I was a child, I was starting to get into Wicca, you know, paganism, meditation, self-hypnosis, and wearing like my pentagrams and things that people would, you know, at the school, the principals would like take things away from me. And I was like, this is religious discrimination. And then like I'm usually, I would say, 90% of the time, I don't see anyone else wearing a turban. I rarely meet other Sikhs here in Columbus, Ohio. And even in India, you know, sometimes people would be confused if I was wearing like my scarf with a Hindu mantra and I'm in a Gurdwara. And they said to me, you know, are you Hindu or are you Sikh? And I quoted the words of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, you know, when they asked him that, and like the quote that you showed earlier, where he said, "I am not Muslim, I am not Hindu, I follow God, and God is not Muslim or Hindu." You know.
So do you think you're doing that deliberately? Because knowing that Guru Nanak also used to confuse the people by wearing like different. He would have like Arabic verses probably on his cloak, and then he would have Hindu verses on his cloak as well. He would confuse the populace as well. Knowing that, or if you knew that, you know, is that something that's subconscious? Is that something you do deliberately?
No, not intentionally. I just like to express, you know, what I resonate with, and that is from a variety of different cultures. But Sikhism, like Flexi Stus also said, has resonated with me the most, and that's what I'm following the most. But I see Sikhism, like the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, is a multicultural combination of not just the Sikh gurus, but you know, the Sufi mystics of the time and Hindus, and so it's more accepting in that way, multicultural.
Do you think people, would it be fair if people who never met you before and sort of saw what you were doing might come to the conclusion that you're trying to make your own thing instead of trying to follow what is normally out there? Is that
most Americans just don't understand, you know, what Sikhism is. I did have one lady that told me to go back to where I came from, and I was like, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. You know, I'm a white American. Like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, tell, you know, where your parents came from. I'm like, yeah, they're American too. You know, she was, you know, we were having this argument. It was mainly about Trump and politics. Someone I've never met before, and then she's telling me to go back where I came from, and I'm like, that's pretty discriminatory. And just because I wear a turban, you know, like.
I mean, the thing is, like, I could imagine someone like myself, right, in a community surrounded by Sikhs, like in Vancouver, for example, you're surrounded by Sikhs, right? And same as in South or London, right? You got Sikhs everywhere around. So in those kind of communities, right? How do you think you would come across? I mean, do you think you would come across? Because a lot of Sikhs in our community, they do their own thing as well, you know. So you got the you know, you got guys that do their own thing, and you got guys that don't go Gurdwara because they don't want to be affiliated with the people in the Gurdwara because they don't agree with the guys in charge, things like that. You know, so where do you think your stance is? Would you want to start trouble? Like if you had a problem, say with what the Gurdwara were doing, would you want to kind of like just do your own thing and just be completely separate from it? What do you think would be something? What would you think about that?
Yeah, I try to be accepting and kind of just understanding that, like, even like we were showing, you know, the warrior Sikh sect of Sikhs, where, you know, versus others that maybe don't practice so much with Gatka and with the weaponry. So I see, you know, there's lots of different ways that people practice and what resonates with them or what's in their cultural lineage. But I think, like you said, the main principles that the gurus taught are what's of the utmost importance, rather than all of the external sort of practices.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Raindrop, you're very quiet today, man. Have you got anything you want to sort of say, dude? Baller?
No,
Yeah, would you like to?
No, I'm just trying to. I did some exercise and I was listening to you guys in the background, so it's good. It's good to hear instead of, you know. I mean, it's interesting about your life experiences. I think, you know, I think people, well, with the Sikhs, the criticism I have, especially in the modern day, is mostly a political thing, where they're trying to kind of Talibanize and try to, you know, do takfir, or trying to excommunicate people because they just think differently. My view is that I don't want Sikhs to become like an Abrahamic religion where we throw people out of the fold just because they have some unorthodox beliefs. As long as they believe in the 10 gurus, you know, you're good. In my eyes, you're good.
And the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, obviously.
Yeah, and the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. But if you want to play some Native American instruments, hey man, that's fine with me. You know, I don't think instruments, playing with different instruments, should be such a
but the thing is that right now, we should look. You should be strong enough in your own belief structure to be able to listen to other people. And you know, if you got something like I've spoken to Rastafarianism, I'm shocked about how much I have in common with them as Rastafarianism. It doesn't mean that I believe in Rastafarianism, but I can appreciate the truth within their thing. And you know, and so as Sikhs, we shouldn't get to a point where, look, if one, like, people will say to me, "Oh, this Saddam, hey, he's not a Sikh, blasphemy, blasphemy." Like, look, I'm gonna let him on, let him say his piece, let him say I can disagree with certain things, I can agree with certain things, but we should be able to speak to each other in an adult manner, and we have to still have conversations without turning into some kind of sectarianism, kind of like, you know, madness that has happened in the Abrahamic faiths. Which
I don't even see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything that I would disagree with Saddam with. You know, I like his music, I like his vibe. You know, all power.
So we haven't interrogated him yet. Today was the stop. Like, you know, let him come into the dungeon, and then the lions would start, you know, asking. Today was supposed to be a bit more of a controversial show, and I'm actually happy it turned out the way it did. No offense to, what's the name again? What's the lady's name from last time? Flexi? Forgot her name.
That would be Ginger Corgi with BT.
Yeah, we got Ginger Corman. I think she's a great addition as well. But what was going to happen today? I was going to allow, you know, Ginger and Saddam to have a conversation about the free HO stuff, and I'm glad it turned out the way it did, because we've been able to have an organic, unstructured show, which has turned out a lot better in my opinion. And then next time in the future, we can still have that conversation, but I've got to know Saddam, you know, in a more organic way. Whereas it would have been more of me trying to mediate two people kind of like having different opinions. Now we should be doing shows in the future where we do have people challenging each other, and that's not an issue. Yeah, I don't think we should get caught up in this. Okay, we shouldn't challenge each other. I want to challenge.
I got a quick question for everybody on the panel. I'll get, how, you know, like we believe in like Raj Karega Khalsa, yeah, you know, the Khalsa will rule the world, right? How do you think we're gonna get there? Because we have more technology than we've ever had before in history, right? You know, that we have more Sikhs than we've had ever before in history, right? So, you know, there's obviously something that is in the way, you know, of us progressing as fast as we can progress. Like, you know, like, for example, how fast the Chinese can build a hospital, you know, in a day, you know, you know what I mean? Like things like that. We can move forward really quickly if we wanted to. What do you guys
we could do the next. We could do the next show. Raj could have got Khalsa.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah. So I was just going to ask you guys what you guys thought. You know, what?
I mean, on a kind of like, you know, just on a brief thing. For me, when it says Raj because Khalsa will rule, I see that as kind of like the justice will rule. Now, it doesn't mean everyone's going to become Sikh, in my opinion. If the Raj could have got Khalsa, it means that the Khalsa will protect the weak and basically rule justly over. And, you know, I think one way that Sikhs can kind of like, you know, show the best way of who's a Sikh is just to be open and kind of like respectful of other people's way of life, not condemning them and stuff like that. And I think if they see that, they'll go, okay, why is he doing this? Because when I'm kind of talking to other people, and, you know, I disagree with them, like I don't want to get to the stage where, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, saying, oh, you're evil. And I have done in the past. Don't get me wrong. I have done in the past. Before I've said, nah, you're the worst to talk about this, but I have made the mistakes. So because I disagree about certain things, that I'm then becoming judgmental of people. And I think the best way as a Sikh is to, you know, appreciate that the world's going to have a lot of different people in there that have different views to you. And it doesn't mean that their views are entirely wrong. Yeah,
I get that, but what I'm trying to say is like, dude, like let's go with the basics. Yeah, we should be feeding the world. There should be nobody hungry under our watch. Nobody should be hungry, right? Under our watch, right. There should be no tyranny, evil, corruption, bro. Yeah, under our watch, you know what I mean? Like we should have, you know what I mean, the best musical hymns and verses. You know what I mean? Like praising God and everything else. You know what I mean? That we should have, you know what I mean? Because working together, right? We're going to achieve a lot more than working on our own, right? So what are we missing? You know what I mean? What is it going to take for us to get there, get every single Sikh behind that one banner and doing the same thing that they all should be doing instead of bickering and arguing over petty differences?
Kirpa, you know? Maharaja de Kirpa. You know, it comes like Amrit. We don't choose Amrit. Amrit comes when Maharaja decides. And like my answer to your question, uneducated as I am, is that Guruji decides everything. So everything's in the hukum. And I'm terribly sorry, guys, girls, everyone. I'm gonna have to cut out right now.
I'm gonna have to go as well. What we'll do
everyone, and I'm sorry, I really have to cut right away. I'm so sorry, guys. You're fantastic, everyone. Even the guys who disagree with me, I'm sorry. Thank you, and big respects. Thank you.
Up to you doing the part on the dance for me and stuff. I really appreciate it. Why did you get cast? I'm gonna like let Flexi go. Big up to yourself, man. I really appreciate my Sikh bro, and yeah, I'm training and all that kind of stuff, and that is to do with him as well. I'm gonna let kind of like Satnam say a little piece, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to chuck him out, and then I'm gonna chuck you out as well, Triller. So, have you got anything you want to say, Satnam, before you kind of like ceremonially booted from my channel?
I'm just really grateful and happy to be here. I like I said, I've been wanting to connect more with other Sikhs and just holy company. Things are getting really isolated, you know, with COVID, and so it's just really great to engage in these conversations, to learn and hear these different perspectives. Because, you know, like I said, I'm not one to judge and say what's the right and wrong way to pray. You know, we all have individual ways. I'm learning more about the Sikh culture, and I love what you're saying about, you know, feeding everyone in the world, protecting everyone. That's something that I want to grow in my ability to do and to help with too.
Let me say that you got a great turban, well done, nice beard, probably the sides like mine. But one thing I will say to you is that you need to separate Sikh culture from Punjabi culture. You have to start doing that, because it's kind of merged, and sometimes it's very difficult to distinguish between the two. Yeah. And you know, we can do a show on that, and actually go through the certain things. And you know, I've seen that, you know, certain aspects of the Punjabi culture have merged, and people are confused about it. And if you're not around Sikhs, or you're not around the Punjabi culture, you're going to find it hard to distinguish between the two. So Satnam, big up to yourself. Would you be returning as a guest, or have we scared you off?
Oh, I'd love to. That sounds great.
Yeah, every time I'm doing a show, I'll send you a link. You want to jump on? Come on. Like I said, can you do another version of, you know, the Weigler? Then what I'll do is that with the microphone next to you, because that was cutting out a bit. That's what people were saying, and we can do that. Anyway, Weigler Jika Khalsa, Weigler Jika Fateh. Big up to yourself. Yeah, I'll speak to you later on, man. I need to drop you now. Big up. Triller, last man standing, man. So yeah, I need to shut the show as well. Is there anything you want to say, dude?
Bro, that's it, man. I apologize if I've offended anybody, made any mistakes. And but yeah, man, it's a good show. I'm glad you've done it. I hope you keep it up. You know, once a week could be brilliant, I think. It keeps me encouraged, you know. And
maybe I should what I want to start doing is that rather than, I want to have people that can kind of hold a panel, yeah. So I know Flexi can, I know Raindrop can, and I think if you ever wanted to do a show yourself, I'll give you my platform to say, you say, okay, Raj, I want to do a show about, like, Raj could go Carlton. That could be your kind of like your thingy. But what
I've got plenty of ideas. But the thing is, I'm happy to just, you know, I'm happy that you're doing things, you know what I mean, the way you're doing it. you know, I would say we keep it up, this once a week thing. You know what I mean? I'm happily being a panelist and contributing either on the chat or on the panel, whatever, right? And just getting more and more people involved, you know, from all over the gaff, you know, all around the world, and everything else. That'd be Sikhs or non-Sikhs, whatever. Do you know what I mean, right? And yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
And when our training session gonna happen?
Bro, you know, like I said, bro, you know, this thing ain't gonna go away for a long time, bro. You know what I mean? You know, bro, like I said, you're doing a good job on your own. You know, I got to do my own training.
I need a target, man. I was trying to get my nephew, because the problem is you can only do so much on a stationary bag. Yeah, there's only so much. Yeah, so I'm kind of hitting a brick wall up. But then again, doing the same thing over and over again and improving is better to do than, you know, trying to jump in too deep. So I don't think it's all necessarily a really bad thing. I'm starting to joke now anyway.
Yeah, I mean, dude, any guy who's been doing training properly is going to be better than me, you know. So like those guys that are proper boxers, that are proper trainers and everything else, right? Working in gyms, you know, got their own experience. Amateur boxers, even, you know, those guys are going to know a lot more. So it's like if that's what you're trying to do, great. At the same time,
no, I just look for now. I want to do stepping stones. So for me, I'm not going to go to a gym, but when it's a little, I got my negative response back. Like I said, I will do, you know what, you know what I'm saying, for free.
Yeah.
And what I do, is when I come there, what have you got in your house then? Before I say that, what have you got? You haven't just got like a bag on a fence like me, have you?
No. I got everything I need. I got everything most people need, man.
Have you got a hanging boxing bag?
Yeah. Dude, I can get another one. I can get I want to get a Muay Thai one put in anyway. I got the one I've got is about 3 foot right now. You know, it's hanging up, obviously. It's about 40 kg, 45 kg in weight, you know. But you know, it's like, you know what I mean? It's trust me, dude, I've got everything, you know what I mean, that anybody would really need.
When things relax down, then we'll do that. Yeah, hopefully you can do that, and then I'll come down.
Yeah. Right now, the most important thing is you just carry on doing what you're doing, dude. You're doing a good job.
I'm feeling a lot better, man. Feeling a lot better.
You're gonna be miles fitter than me by the time you get here, dude.
Yeah, I'll be running and you'll be behind me going, "See you later." No. But the thing is that I have realized now that exercise is very important for, like, you know, your mindset,
the mind and the body. Yeah,
because I mean, it's the first time for a long time that I've been sleeping properly. Like, I've always had bad sleep patterns. I'm waking up every hour, and now, because I'm so tired from the training, like when I'm sleeping, I'm exhausted, and so I'm just falling asleep. I'm also sleeping a bit earlier as well, and I'm waking up a bit earlier. So yeah. Anyway, Trilla, is there anything you want to say? We'll try and do this once a week or every fortnightly. Like I said, I don't want to promise anything 100%. So I'll say try and do it once a week or fortnightly. But it is going to be determined about guests, because obviously to keep it fresh is to get new people on. Yeah, because that's a good way to kind of, like, you know.
I would say, bro, you know a lot of guys, you know what I mean? Just try and get in contact with them. I mean, I'm not on social media, right? So the thing is, like, you know, I think it would be better if you try to get the guests, you know, and you know, I'll come up with topics that, you know, to help out, you know, with discussions and things like that. But we've got loads of things to talk about, dude. There is going to be absolutely time is going to be the biggest factor, dude. We've got tons of things to talk about. And
I mean, I got so many topics I want to talk about. You know, like, you know, one of the things I just said, what is the difference between Punjabi culture and Sikhism? Like, you know, that's something that, especially for people that are coming into Sikhism now, the Punjabi fold of the, you know, from the Punjab, they're going to be confused. They might mix up the two, and obviously it's been committees and Gurdwara, obviously one of the biggest topics. You know, my committee, my Gurdwara, I can't stand them, man. Especially one of the main dudes. Don't want to say too much. I don't want to get in a fight with him, but I don't like to go. Anyway, Trilla, I need to wrap up the show, man. Big up to you. So, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru
Ji Ki Fateh.
Anyway, let me remove little old Trilla. Big up for everyone in the show. Satnam Singh, yes. Obviously, Raindrop come in, got a bit of a cold. He seems a little bit ill. Obviously, Flexi, the main man, big up to Flexi for also doing, you know, getting them through a dance or the part for me at the Gurdwara. And hopefully we can do more shows, but it is reliant upon guests. I'm not going to let it go on for too long, because last time I let it go on and then it turned into a right silliness, and then the end of it was ruined. I think the best way is to go on a good note. So anybody that's kind of like, you know, a little bit upset or thinking, okay, Raj is promoting certain things. For me, look, I may disagree or agree with certain things of people that, you know, follow Sikhism, and I've seen certain things that I disagree with. Some people see me that I disagree with, but at the end of the day, we can still learn from each other, even if we disagree. I mean, I think some things are a good addition. I hope Ginger comes back as well, and then, you know, they can kind of like have the little talk, and hopefully it can be kind of like, you know, get to a mutual agreement and live and let live, and you know, maybe there can be panel members that can, you know, maybe resolve things when they talk to each other. Now, I did say I'm going to leave on a good note, which I am, obviously. You know, I don't want to go on the thingy. So the good note is, you know, certain people, I know people go, Rod, you're really bad, but like I said, yesterday, I had the Shastari, the Qatari, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually describe and do a show on all the different ones. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, but Ghost Speaker's Corner for a long time has been going, oh, man, going to get a knock on the door soon. Let's see what he can do. I will come back and talk to your mum at your house. London boys will drag you on the streets. His mum and sister will get slapped. But for some reason, yesterday, when this suddenly popped up, the People's Champ, otherwise known as Ghost Speaker's Corner, suddenly went, I don't go to family houses, not my style. I don't know. Coincidence, or people can decide for themselves, you know. Like I said, let's keep it positive. I had to do a slight little dig at the end. I haven't trained. I didn't train today. Family situations come up, so I can leave it for a day, which is probably good. I need to kind of like relax a bit sometimes, and I'll be back tomorrow. And let me just say a couple of hellos in the chat, and then I'm off. So look. Big up Sam M. He's in the show. I've got a feeling Sam M one day is going to become like a Sikh or something. I'll be like, what happened, Sam M? Oh, Raj, you converted me with your shows. Obviously, we're not here for converting stuff. If anyone wants to join us. Right, so oh my God, Rashmak to say, can I use that as well? No, Rashmak. Oh, please don't say that. Sonny, yes, big up. We need a guitar. He needs to come and do the guitar, man, but we won't put the camera on if we don't. We go ding 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 ding. We got Raindrop, K-Dip, so you'll be Sonny, yes. Rare Purple Hill Effect. Heisenberg's here as well. Anyone knows Russell Brand doing yoga in the opening of Sikh Mini? Russell Brand's also got a condo in his arm, man. I've seen that. I need to find that. K-Dips, and yes. Yes, he's a Sikh. Yes, man, pig, whatever you are. It's not freaking, you know, it's like he's seen an alien or something. What made Sunday go into a wicked to Sikhism? Yeah, I'll ask him these questions next time. I had a lot of questions today. Did he find similar? Yeah, ask that question next time and I'll ask him. Actually, I ask a question and I didn't read the questions. That's so rude of me. Sorry, dudes. People actually put in content. Firstly, we aren't going to. Yeah, true. Zara's here. Big up Zara. Hello, I hope you're all in family. Oh, yeah, 72 Virgin Goats is back. Where is he? Oh, okay, all right. So that's it. But so considered Sufis and Sikhi are not part of the Bhakti. Yeah. Certain people I know that are described like that. So what can I say? 72 Virgin Goats back. Who's this? Freedom for Britain's here doing his Anne-Marie Waters Dawa. Taking up boxing is a key to expansion. Raj 10.0. God. Man, pig big. RCW, big up. Ranger Zara, K-Dips, yes, Purple Head. Okay, well done, guys. Still here, everyone. Mohammed Malik's here. I told him off yesterday. I was like, go over there, Marjaote. Go over there, Chisafaz. Marjaote, Marjaote. Go over there, just die over there. I always say that. Just die over there. I don't mean you to die though. Sorry, dude. I'm not wishing death upon you. But that saying is a very bad saying when I think about it. Mum says that a lot. But when I say I want to go somewhere, she doesn't. Oh, Marjaote. That means die over there. But it's a bad. I don't know why some of these Punjabi words here is like so bad. Like when you listen to it when it's said, yeah, I'm so used to it. But when you understand the meaning, you're like, what do you mean die over there? Maharaja just means die over there. Otte just means over there. Yeah, the Punjabis have some weird kind of words that they say. Anyway, like I said, going to cut it off now before I say something silly. Just say thank you to everybody who would make this a regular show. Obviously, it's not really about the what's it called, the numbers and stuff. I think we had a good number today, around 60 on average. Big up to everybody that watched that. Like I said, for us, it's just about I'm here to learn as well. I'm not here to teach. I'm here to learn. So I would say, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.